All right. Good evening and welcome to our pregame swarm with head Hornet Brian Maupin on the Maumelle Sports Network. I'm play-by-play voice Steve Henson and joined as always by my broadcast partner Tyler Chenault. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Tyler, how you doing? You survived your bus ride home today?
I did, man. It felt good last week. It kind of cooled off, but it's getting warm again. So we'll get there as that weather keeps getting a little better.
I know Thursday was supposed to be like low 80s. Now it's 90s. So it's going to be nice and humid and warm tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun.
So, a little different than 62 last Thursday.
Man, I know. I was telling somebody today, I was like, I was in a hoodie for the opening night of high school football. Like it's soaking wet. So, yeah. But, hey, anyway, week 0, let's recap it. Let's watch it. From a fan standpoint, it was an exciting game to watch. But I got to believe, Coach, from your standpoint, it was probably a little bit frustrating. Just maybe some of the things that happened throughout, and maybe some of the mistakes that we saw. And of course, giving up 55 points is never great, probably for a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah, no, I mean it's kind of one of those things. Actually, the weather was a lot better than projected, so I expected kind of a sloppy week 0 night. Really, just some execution lapses, just guys cutting their teeth in new positions, and just that learning curve was just a little sharp at times. And, the good thing is it's all fixable. It's all coachable. None of it was really schematic or, I respect the crap out of Mark and what he does offensively to manipulate people. But, really wasn't anything that we didn't have answers for. It's just all execution and doing what we're supposed to at that time. Really the only thing, and I told the guys I took full responsibility for it, was I didn't realize I was coaching against Kevin Kelly early in the first half. And, I left the punt team out there a couple times, or punt return team out there a couple times on 4th. Now, we should have had people for everything, but, that, kind of caught me with my pants down a little bit a couple times. But for the most part, I was excited with the way the guys flew around, the way we competed. There were a lot of guys getting a lot of playing time for the first time in their career, and a lot of them stepped up and made names for themselves and did some really good things. And so that was encouraging and exciting to see. And it's definitely something to build off, which is really all you can ask for in non-conference.
It's funny. You beat me to it a little bit. I was thinking the same thing. Like, is this Kevin Kelly out there? I think Tyler and I said it several times on the broadcast. It was a little different. All the going for it every 4th down, the onside kicks. I mean, I didn't personally expect that either. So maybe, but I know that's a lot of Kelly's philosophy, but it's just funny that both Kevin and Mark, both Kellys, have that same.
When you've lost 20-something in a row, you ain't got nothing to lose. So, what's the worst thing that can happen? You lose another one. So, props to him, man. I love it, man. That's my kind of ball. Obviously, I've got plenty of heat in my day for going for it and stuff like that. I know some people weren't real thrilled against Greenbrier when we went for it, but, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And so I respect the heck out of it, man. Mark's one of the good guys in the industry. So, obviously I do not enjoy losing in any way, but I am truly happy for those guys in that community.
So offensively, there was obviously a lot to like. The emergence of Christian Jumpman Jackson was huge. Tyler's very proud of himself for the nickname. So CJ had been bugging me for a nickname. I said he's got to earn it and say he earned it. But big play after big play. Talk about his impact.
Yeah, it's funny because, when colleges would come out in the spring, obviously we talk about all the guys. And he was one of the guys that I told every college that came through. I said, man, he's the wild card this year. By week 4, he could look like one of the best players in the conference and in the state. And you could be like, man, who is it? Like, that's the guy Coach Mop was talking about in the spring. Or by week 4, he could just look like another dude, and all of that is in CJ's hands. And I texted a couple of them with his film from Friday, and I said, wild card, huh? Like I told y'all it was in the cards. And so we've known around here for a long time that CJ's got that in him. And he's just been kind of, doing his best behind the scenes. He's worked really hard with Corlin Jackson, our receivers coach, kind of working in the shadows, man, just really kind of perfecting his craft and being the best he can be. He ran track last 2 off seasons, really helped with his speed. And, he's just kind of a guy that's worked hard behind the scenes, waited his turn, and is ready to put on a showdown.
So, and I know Jackson Hampton will never say that, he was limited with the big cast on his hand, but you got to believe that emergence of what you saw out of Jackson and some other pieces, that's got to light up Jackson and really make him, excited about what that's going to mean once he's 100% healthy and doesn't have to try to make one-handed snags all the time.
Oh, man, so proud of Jackson, man. He really gutted it out, man. He made a huge catch on that last drive during the 2-minute drill to move the chains. It was in traffic. It's tough. He had to use his busted up hand, and, man, he did some really big things and found ways to impact the game. I thought he had a really nice one-handed catch on the sideline. They ended up taking it away from him, man. But I'm just really proud of him for not letting his limitations define him. Yeah, 100%. I think if a one-hand Jackson is functional, a two-hand Jackson is going to be a lot of fun. So,
yeah, Levi deserves a ton of credit on that throw too. That ball, he needled that through a couple of guys. That was an impressive throw. I think Levi impressed me quite a bit. Obviously, we're familiar with what Levi brings to the table from last season, but you can see that growth in his work with Coach Burcham, and it really kind of showed on Thursday night.
Yeah, no, really. One of the important, kind of developments in our program is getting Coylan in here to work with the wide receivers more. Has really freed Coach Burcham up to spend more of that individual time with Levi. And, been shorthanded around here for about 3 years, and getting Coylan hired and official and locked in has really freed up Coach Burcham to really dive into his quarterback development that is so integral to that position and the growth. And so they're able to spend so much more intimate time together working on the nuances of the position rather than Coach Burcham just kind of hoarding the offense around and running like a junior high program where you got one coach is like, all right, just let's do team all day, so it's been nice to see.
So most of the offseason, we talked about just how loaded the running back room was. And I'm not sure if the game plan coming in was to throw the ball 41 times. Do you feel like maybe you guys got caught up in that pace and the big plays that Sylvan Hills was able to get, to convert and maybe try to match that at some point?
Well, obviously we pride ourselves on being able to be multiple on offense and kind of take what the defense is giving us. They're running a lot of cover 3, cover 1 shell with a 8-man box and just kind of got greedy eyes in the backfield and everybody just kind of oozing forward at the snap. And, I thought we did a good job in the run game, and I thought we got some big chunk plays. Bubba ran really well. Marshawn had some spark plays, and even Mo hit some big runs late when they were tired and he was fresh. And, we have to be able to take shots on the outside. We have to be able to capitalize when they're packing that box and giving us the opportunity to sling it around. It's no different this week. Parkview does a really good job of putting 8 in that box, eyes in the backfield, everybody locked in to stop the run, and then they're going to trust their guys to win on the outside. And you got to be able to throw and catch or you're getting off the field, as we saw last year, And last year it was a lot of first down, second down, and then if we couldn't complete a pass, then we were off the field. And so I'm most excited was we got into some third and mediums, third and longs, and we were able to complete a ball on those situations, whereas in the past, that's been a low percentage play for us. Thursday, that was kind of a medium to a high percentage equation for us.
I got you, Coach. So we already talked about some of the defensive stuff early, but we talked about before we ever started, what did you see out of Jordan Harris that you liked, and what are some things that maybe we want to kind of build upon so that he can keep taking those steps?
Well, I just think one of the scariest things is I think he has a chance to be the most improved player from week 0 to the playoffs. And when you're talking about a guy that had double-digit tackles and multiple sacks and a forced fumble and, it's kind of just all over the field, that's kind of an odd thing to say. But, man, really he's just getting his feet wet. He's just learning the nuance. But, man, yesterday he may have had the best practice of anybody I've seen at this school. Just as far as accountability, intensity, attention to detail. Yes, sir, no, sir. He wants to be great. And, that is what's going to take his natural ability to the next level and allow him to just grow and grow and grow and grow every week. And so we're just trying to feed into him as much as we can. I'm coaching quite a bit of D-line right now myself. So I'm just trying to get out the way and make sure that I'm pouring every ounce of coaching intellect that I have into him and let him be the stallionaire that God never allowed me to be. So it's exciting to watch, and he's going to be one of those guys that just gets better and better every week.
Yeah, so another thing, health-wise, Brackett got banged up a little bit. He played some towards the end of the game, so, hopefully from everything we can tell, he's going to be all right. But Jacob Henry, man, you can tell there's something going on with that shoulder, but talk about a guy that's about as tough as they come. You could tell he was grinding that out. Kind of what's going on? Is that something that he's going to deal with the rest of the year and just have to tough it out?
Yeah, man, Jacob's the best, man. I can't think of a young man who epitomizes what you want in a football player more than Jacob Henry. He got his scholarship letter and acceptance from Dartmouth yesterday. He's going to get over $500,000. He's going to get an Ivy League education for free and get to play some big-time football. And you just think about, man, it couldn't happen to a better kid. And so, yeah, I mean, he's tough as nails, man. It takes a lot to pull him off that field, and he's dealing with some stuff. And I tell him all the time, God picks his biggest battles for his strongest soldiers, and Jacob's no different on that. And, he's well equipped to handle any adversity thrown at him. But, man, he's been a guy that we can count on down in and down out. If he's on the sideline or if he's talking to Dylan, it ain't for attention. It's so he can get it right and get back on the field. And so, he has full autonomy over his body. We trust him completely. And if he's ready to roll, we're ready to roll. If he needs to go see Dylan and get it, tightened up or worked on or anything like that, it is what it is. So we're going to tweak as much as we can to keep him as healthy as possible. But he's just kind of one of them old school war daddies that's going to get out there and get after it. So.
Yeah, not just the toughness. You see the passion out there too. He's on his guys in a good way. Trying to make sure you fix some of those issues throughout. So that's got to be great from your perspective to have a guy like that on the field, and obviously incredibly intelligent. So that probably helps as well. So let's turn our attention to our Week 1 opponent. Head to War Memorial Stadium and take on pretty much a new look Parkview team. Same last name, heading away, just a different first name, but 2 shots at these guys last year, the 3-time defending state champs. Lost by a combined 86 points. And I know when we came out of that first one, the big thing was, this was our measuring stick, and we kind of felt like, you knew what your guys needed to do. And now, I'm on record during that game we were talking about before we got started. It was a tough, embarrassing at times performance with just how Parkview was able to just kind of beat us up and down the field. And so, is there maybe a little extra motivation to prove that this team is better than the one we saw against the Parkview team last year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yes and no. A big part of that is it's a new team, it's a new year. These guys have their own individual motivations and goals and aspirations, and we try not to let last year define us positively or negatively. Making it to the quarterfinals last year is not an accolade for this team. Getting embarrassed and put out of the playoffs is not an embarrassment for this team. And so I don't want these guys to allow last year to define them and their season in any way. The biggest motivation for us right now is we just ended one of the worst streaks in the state last Thursday, and we can't think of any better way to rectify that than ending one of the best streaks in the state this Thursday. So that's pretty much been our motivation and our focus. We're trying to make this year about this year. Obviously there's been plenty of change over there. There's been plenty of change over here. And we try to learn as much as we can from their benefit game with Catholic, but we all know how benefit games go, especially ours. So, it is what it is, man. We're going to roll that ball out. We're going to play hard. We're going to play confident. And, we definitely know what's at stake. I mean, there's a reason we scheduled them. There's a reason they scheduled us. There's a mutual respect there. There's an understanding. They got Bryant coming to town next week. I promise you they didn't schedule us thinking, we'll get a softie in here until we get, and then we'll just show up to Bryant at not playing anybody. So they know that we're a quality opponent. We know that they're a quality opponent. And, our job is to come in there and maybe we'll be the ones who end some streaks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, talking about Parkview, we got a different bolding in. We figure we're going to see a little bit of different offense, maybe a little bit more run. They're going to slow it down a little bit. You think maybe defensively you match up better in this style of game that you're probably going to see this week?
I think we match up better when they don't have Montario Elston or can't. Nah. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of. I will say last year it was much more personnel focused. There were certain pieces that did certain things. Obviously, when Quentin Murphy was in, rather than Emmanuel Bunting, or when Money was in the backfield rather than split out in the slot. Little things like that were a big part of the focal point and the game plan last year. Whereas this year, it's more like, hey, are they king? Are they in queen? Are they, where's the H? Where's the wide receivers? All of these different things that we're looking at, it's kind of nameless and faceless, which I prefer. I don't like the guys calling people by their names and, oh, that's Money over there. That's number one, So it's been refreshing to just kind of get back to, hey, the tight end is lined up here. The running back is here, not getting into the, who's of the guys. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest shift. They still got great looking players. They're still well coached. They're still the number one program in 5A until somebody dethrones them. So, for us, we don't take it lightly, but it's also, I told the guys today at the end of practice, we don't need a river, a little stone, and a sling on Thursday night to be successful. We can just play football, do our thing. And, the beauty of Maumelle, and I've told the guys this for a long time, is unlike other programs and other places, if we execute to our best ability, we can control a lot of the outcomes. And so we're just trying to focus on us, execute, get better, and be ready for conference play. But what better way to rinse away the loss to Sylvan Hills on a 2-point conversion with 5 seconds left than to end one of the best streaks in the state?
Yeah, first off, a 2-point conversion that I'm still convinced you got in there. So don't, that's, it kind of is what it is. But last one for me,
I'm not allowed to question any rulings.
Absolutely. I'm allowed to. They can't come after me, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But last one for me, and Steve kind of touched on it a little bit. Run game, you plan on trying to kind of get the run game going a little bit more this week?
Yeah, I mean, they've got some things that we can attack in the run game. But to be honest, I mean, that's kind of – they're going to bang, they're going to bank on filling that box and forcing you to execute in the passing game. And while I don't believe in allowing people to tell me what we can't do, I'm also not going to bang my head against a brick wall just because I like tough and old school football. If they're giving us some things in the back end and that's the best way to attack them, I'm not too proud to attack what we need to attack. And so it'll be game flow. It'll probably be a situation, Tyler, where who can get who out of their comfort zone first. So does our passing game loosen them up to where they're getting out of their comfort zone first, or are they shutting down our run to where we're getting out of our comfort zone and having to do some things that we don't necessarily want to do? So our goal is to be the dictators in that equation. But at the same time, I ain't too proud to adjust and take what the defense is giving me and make sure that we're executing to my thing. I just want to honor these boys' effort, honor their abilities, and put them in a position to be successful. At that point, just execute, and I ain't mad at it.
So at the end of the day, these non-conference games, they don't mean a lot in terms of your end goal. You get to see where you are, obviously, but conference is when it matters. But, again, we talked about it earlier. This game was a bit of a measuring stick game last season. What do you need to see from your team this week as we get closer to conference play?
Big thing, I don't want to let go of the rope. Last year I thought we showed a lot of fight for a long time, but when we let go of the rope, boy, we let go of the rope. Mm-hmm. And so for me, if that game had ended 9-0 last year, non-conference, I'd have been like, you know what? I'm disappointed that we didn't finish it, that we didn't execute enough to score, to win, but we held the line because we showed what we were capable of. But for me, I want us to finish. I thought we did a really good job of that last Thursday against Sylvan Hills. Mm-hmm. I hate that we didn't get the payoff of winning, but I thought we really finished. Executing a 2-minute drill, a week 0 is really special. That's not something you're well-versed in and got all the intricacies. I thought we did a really good job of that. Levi finding his younger brother on the last play is awesome. And so there's so much to come out of that. This week, man, I just want the boys to fly around, play, enjoy War Memorial, enjoy playing against a quality opponent, because that's what non-conference is about. Let's get better every day. We can go 0-3, and if we go 7-0 in conference, nobody care about none of that. Mm-hmm. So for me, as long as we're getting better every day, as long as we're playing with high character and executing, then I'm good. The wins and losses don't define us. is how we conduct ourselves and the way we play the game. We could do everything wrong and win, and I'm not really going to be satisfied. And we can do everything right and lose, and we can build off that.
So even though I've gone long and I'm going to catch the ire of Will, I'd be remiss if I don't bring it up, and we could talk about this as a rivalry in about 2 months or so. But how excited were you for Robinson and what they did to PA last week?
Oh man, I was pumped, man. I texted my boy up before the game, and I just told him, man, relax. He's a little more high strung than me. I told him relax. I said enjoy it. Smile, hug the boys. Luckily, they were up big enough to where he could breathe a little bit. He was like, man, we were up like 3 scores, and I was still sweating. I said, dude, let's go, man. You're good. Trust the guys. And, man, I'm just happy for them. I'm happy for Up. I'm happy for that program. I mean, heck, I was a part of, 2 years trying to take down that monster. And so there's been a lot of things that went into that night and their accomplishment that night. And, there's some really good friends on that sideline over there. I mean, so many of those guys I coached or brought on staff. They worked for me on the defensive side. And so those are all my guys, man. I'm happy for them. I'm proud of them. Some of those, like Tank, I coached him in middle school. And man, I'm just really proud of those guys and happy for them. And I'm always a big fan until week 10.
I was not torn, even though we have PA Live now. I was all Robinson. I was excited for that one. So
yes,
it was a fun one to watch for sure. And good to see them kind of get over that hump. And boy, it's going to be a good year. But hopefully not a good year come week 10. So we'll
amen.
See. But, hey, Coach, appreciate you joining us on our pregame swarm. And we'll join you guys live from War Memorial Stadium in just a few minutes.
Go awesome. Hornets. Go Hornets.
All right. Good evening and welcome to Maumelle Hornet Football, the Maumelle Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. And we are live from War Memorial Stadium as we are set for a Week 1 matchup with the Parkview Patriots. I'm Steve Henson, joined as always by my broadcast partner, Mr. Tyler Chenault. Tyler, how are you, man?
Man, I'm pretty good. Third Thursday in a row. Kind of getting used to this now. I told my wife, I don't remember signing up for Thursday night football whenever I agreed to all this, but here we are, huh? But I'm excited. Hopefully those stands fill out a little bit more as we go.
Yeah, it's always hard. You wonder what kind of crowds you'll get in this big stadium, and obviously we'll have all the fans on the same side of the stadium tonight. So a lot going on down there. You got to go field level. I did not. Been up here playing with setup, and we've got a lot going on up here in the box. But I believe that's new turf down there, and of course all the new paint for the Razorback game on Saturday. So War Memorial Stadium looking good on a Thursday night. Yeah,
I'll tell you for sure. The turf definitely feels different than it did the last time I was here. I guess it was a few years ago where we were here for a game while I was still coaching, and that turf definitely is a little bit different. It's nicer. It's not as rough. It's not as shiny either, but nice and painted up. It's the first time I've been here where all the paint for the Razorbacks was fresh, so a little bit different feel with that as well.
Yeah, it looks good. A little humid tonight, a little warm. The humidity has made a return, but definitely not as bad as it could be for the first week of September, week 1 of the high school football season. And Tyler, as we've kind of rolled into this season, we were talking with Coach Moppin in our pregame show, and just getting his recap from last week and the tough loss to Sylvan Hills, and then you immediately jump into this 3-time defending state champion Parkview Patriot team. It's just the contrast in styles, all of that going on in this ball game. This should be a very entertaining and interesting game to watch. I think we're going to learn a lot about this Hornet team.
Yeah, and as much as anything is we don't know much of anything about this Parkview team either. They played a scrimmage against Catholic, but talking to Coach Mott before the game while I was down there, he said, their starting quarterback, Emmanuel Bunting, a name we know from last year, he said he played like 3 possessions and then he was out. He said, so there's not a whole lot that we could glean from that. And then we know the people that they lost, the players that are now playing big time D1 football, the guys, some that have transferred. So it's a completely different team. There's names that we're going to know but then there's other guys that are going to have to step up, and we just really don't know what to expect. We expect them to be good, and we expect it to be a good game, but it's just going to be a little bit different than what it's been in years past.
Speaking of different, 3 cameras for you tonight as we got our field camera, Kristen Henson down there, and as well as an end zone camera with Avery McMullen and Bobby Jones up on the bird's nest at the very top of the stadium and on top of the press box. And so excited to bring you multiple angles. We're putting Andy Gates to work as he's got Jonathan Webb up there giving him an actual education on VMix. So I'm excited. I think he'll be ready to go by himself by next week. Maybe
was that a shot at the guy who's been training?
Never would I. Never. No, I'll tell Will to his face. Hey, man.
Because that's Will's teacher back there too, isn't it? A little bit to an extent.
Yes. Yeah. That Jonathan has taught Will everything he knows, and there's still a lot Will could probably learn. So.
Listen, you decide to take the night off, you're going to catch some shots, right?
There is no doubt.
He can't throw stuff at us right now.
Exactly. The other thing, the crazy part, he did games in this stadium, in this booth, every week or every other week, just about every home game for Parkview last year. Like, come on, Will. But he's got a sick kid at home. Happy wife, happy life as well. So he, had to kind of hang out at the house, and I can't blame him.
You always say family first, right?
Absolutely, family.
So you
first.
left that part out whenever you first told me that he decided to take the day off.
I know, but I had to make sure I built it up and really made everyone kind of just resent him a little bit for having the night off.
And now we can kind of feel bad for him a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't feel bad for him, just the kid.
Let's see. I'm looking for Jake Hall down there. I wonder if
he's ready.
Let's try the new setup. So we've got the new wireless mic set. So we'll see if Jake can hear us down there.
I can hear you, Steve.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. I'm down here live. It feels good. It's better to not be in the sun right now.
Yeah, the big press box pays dividends. It's nice right now with no sun, so should cool off a little bit. But Jake Hall with us on the sideline, and it sounds pretty good, don't you think, Tyler?
It's nice and clear. It sounds like we're on ESPN or something. Might as well be, right?
Yeah.
And, that's how we do it around here on the Maumelle Sports Network.
We are a big deal.
That's right. We're kind of a big deal, and we don't mind to admit it. So, all right, well, Jake, we'll come back to you here in just a little bit. We're going to have some fun stuff with Jake, but thank you, Jake Hall.
Sounds great.
All right, so we're about 12 minutes away from kickoff here again at War Memorial Stadium. I'm Steve Henson, joined by Tyler Chenault, and let's look back at last week's game, Tyler, a little bit. Obviously, this Parkview team, no game in week 0, so don't really know much about the new Parkview team. But if we look back at last week, and I know we talked with Coach Maupin in the Sylvan Hills game, and you learn a lot from your team out of week 1. I think you got an idea of what this offense is going to look like. Now, matchup based, we know we can throw it downfield. I think tonight we'd like to see if we can get the run game going. But if Levi can connect like he was last week, then Jumpman may be having a great night again tonight. But what are some of your takeaways from that Sylvan Hills game last week?
Well, first off, I think we feel pretty good about the offense. We had some times last year where the offense kind of looked sluggish, just weren't quite sure exactly kind of what was going on there. But when you put up 54 points, it makes you feel pretty good. And let's not get lost in the fact that Sylvan Hills is not the same 0-20 team that they were the past 2 years. And that's something I also talked about with Mop down on the field is he told his kids, he said, we just broke one of the biggest, longest streaks last week, but now let's do it the other way and break one of the biggest, longest streaks this week. And I was like, yeah, for sure. I said, but that team wasn't an 0-20 team. There's no doubt in my mind, and Coach Maupin agrees, that they're going to get some conference wins this year. They're going to get some wins. They're not going to go 1-9 this year and then go 29 by the end of this year. They're a team that's going to do good. So being able to put 54 points up against them is huge. It's just now you just got to turn to the defense, which if you're talking about the defense and you're talking about a Coach Maupin coach team, you feel like they're going to get something figured out. He mentioned a few things today. He mentioned a few things in the pregame show that he knew as soon as it happened, if we got to get these things fixed, and we're going to look a lot better. And you're going to see a few changes mostly just to kind of keep some guys fresh tonight with your starters and all. But I expect to see a different team out there defensively, a team that's probably a little bit better tackling. And then you hear it every year. You hear it in NFL games, college games, high school games. You always see the biggest improvement between week 1 and week 2. And it's true. And the reason for that is because you've been practicing the whole time. You've not gotten any real film, right? And the real growth comes from when you see how you react in that first real game and the little changes you need to make in different levels of the game to improve you. So that's one thing. We have the upper hand on Parkview. We've played that game. We should see that improvement, and they hadn't really got that film yet.
Yeah, I think I've watched that game back about 4 times now between trying to pull highlights and just doing broadcast review and everything else and just to watch the game. And I think when you there's some things you take away from, at least from my standpoint, that if you do just a little bit better, that you're not giving up 55 points in that game. Number one, tackle. If this, a lot of missed tackles last week led to a lot of big plays. I go back to the Isaiah Howell touchdown where he broke about 7 tackles down the sideline and ends up scoring a touchdown. Just some bad angles at times. There was a moment where I saw Bubba Johnson get outran to the end zone by an offensive lineman, not because the lineman was that much quicker than him, but because of the fact that he just took a bad angle to go make the tackle. And so those are things you can clean up really quickly. And I think that's what I'm intrigued to see tonight because, as we know, one thing Parkview's, it doesn't matter if it's Bobby or Brad, it's a Bolding, and they're going to be physical, and you're going to have to tackle, and you're going to have to be physical in this football game.
Yeah, I mean, Bolding coach teams, they're always going to be well-coached teams. It's a different Bolding, but it's in Bolding that also has multiple state championships under his belt, not just as an assistant the past couple years with his brother, but also at Pine Bluff. I mean, he was a very successful coach there, and then he had a couple other stops that he won some games. So, the Boldings are definitely some of your upper echelon coaches in the state, so you know what to expect. You're going to be playing a well-coached team, so you just got to be ready for that. And then I will just say one thing. Will did text me, and I agree with him. I knew it was coming. I was just waiting. I'm surprised it just came to me. He said I should feel bad for him, which it makes sense. He said because he does have to deal with you every single day, right? So I get it. You know what? I take that back. I do feel sorry for you, Will.
Oh man, if you didn't have the back and forth between business partners, would we really be successful at all? I mean, I just don't think it would work.
If it's not a fun place to work, it's a lot more difficult to be successful, right?
No, and listen, I mean, as much grief as I'm giving Will right now, everything you see right now going on the screen wouldn't be possible without
He's the
Will.
hardest worker in the company.
There
right?
is no doubt about that. That is,
it might also be the biggest stressor, but that's fine. Whenever you work hard, you stress a little bit too because you want it to be great. You want it to be the best. So that's what he strives for.
Yes. I do want to say a big thanks to the Parkview folks that are watching us here tonight. I know we'll have a good number of Parkview fans joining us. As no Parkview network this year, unfortunately, but we are in talks trying to work that out right now. So who knows? Maybe by basketball season, there'll be a Parkview network, and then we'll go full go. But I know Coach Randall and I have had a lot of conversations. He's been great to us, obviously, this week, getting everything set up to be here. So we look forward to hopefully a future partnership with our friends over at Parkview. But tonight, here on the Maumelle Sports Network, we hope that we reverse some of the things that happened last year.
Yeah, for sure. While you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're in a race to 2,000?
Yes.
Right now with Sylvan Hills, so we definitely need to get there. We're
like 30 away.
Yeah, come on, we just hit it. Everybody that's listening right now, it'll get us close. But yeah, last year definitely. When you look at it, what'd you say pregame? It was
86 points.
86-point differential between the two games last year. That's definitely something we're looking to switch that up a little bit. And I think, like I said, I think you have a chance. You've got a completely different team. Now, is Parkview still going to be extremely talented? Absolutely. They're still going to have guys that can go. They've still got some names that we know from last year, as we said. So they're going to be good. They're just different, and they don't have as much big-time star power as they've had in years past. So hopefully you don't have to key in on just a couple of guys, and you can kind of play your normal game and try to kind of keep them under wraps.
So as our captains make their way out, looks like I believe that is Jaden Jones as well as number 50 Nigel Farsi, number 4 Jermaine Conway,
63,
and number 63 Jaden Johnson are the captains for the Patriots. For our Hornets, it'll be number 11 Jordan Harris, number 9 Trey Baker, number 8, Jackson Hampton, and number 5, of course, Jacob Henry. Which, hey, big props to Jacob, as Coach talked about in the pregame. He signed his financial aid and all his paperwork for Dartmouth, so pretty awesome for Jacob. Excited for him as he heads to make us all look bad and use that education to the best of his ability.
He's going to be making a lot more money than any of us. You get an Ivy League education, and he's getting an Ivy League education for free at that. I mean, so he's not even going to have all those student loans that I'm still paying back, and I didn't go anywhere near an Ivy League school. That's a big-time deal. And, a lot of times – before the NIL era, that was the thing. You go to college so that you can get a free education and kind of set yourself up for the future. So he's doing that, and he's going to one of the best colleges that there is. So he's going to have that next to his name. It's going to open up a ton of doors for that young man that we've had fun watching these past 2 years.
Yeah, toughness. I mean, everything you want in a player. It's been pretty impressive. So we're going to try something out here.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that sounds bad, though.
Maybe it'll fix.
I'll fix it.
He's talking and we can't hear it.
I don't know if we have him, so I'm trying to get our ref mic. I'm not sure if we have it, but we're going to try.
But his has to be turned on for it to do it, though.
Yeah, and he may not be talking right now, so we'll wait and see.
He's talking, but his mic's not.
Yeah.
As
soon as we await our coin flip. Look, we can see the coin flip this time, Tyler.
I don't even have to remember to look down there, which I never do.
It's right there in front of you, so. But we are just about ready. Coin flip, let's see. Looks like the Hornets have won the toss.
That's one of those things, coaches, whenever they send their captains out there, sometimes they're worried that the kid's going to remember what they told them to do if they win or lose the toss. But whenever you send the guy that's going to Dartmouth out there, I think you feel pretty comfortable that he's going to get it right.
Yeah, I think you're going to be okay with him remembering that. So,
and you've seen it happen. You can go back and watch. There are games where a guy makes a decision and he's like, "Oh, wait, that's not what I meant." You're like, well.
So after all that, I missed what the actual adjudication was. We won the toss, but I don't know what happened after that. So much for that. We failed once again.
It wouldn't be a Maumelle Sports Network game if we didn't not know what was going to happen whenever we kicked off. I will say real quick, she's not watching right now because they're still at cheerleading, but I can say it now so that I can show it to her later. I do want to say happy birthday to my wife, Shelby. It is her birthday today. I told her it's Steve's fault that I'm not there. And she said, that's fine. She'll remember that it's your fault. But
it's actually, I think, either the Razorbacks or Catholic High's fault.
Probably Catholic, really, I think. We wouldn't have played on a Saturday, I don't figure.
No, but I don't know if there was some kind of movement. I don't even know if Catholic is at home tomorrow or not. But either way, it's probably Catholic's fault because they get preference.
No matter what, it's Catholic's fault,
right.
whether they're playing here or not.
They get preference. If they're the home team, then Parkview's the home team. Catholic will get it to be the Catholic will get to play on Friday night. So Patriots make their way out. Now here come your Hornets as they make their way down the tunnel and onto the new turf here at War Memorial Stadium. Simmons Bank Field looking good here on a Thursday night. And we are just about ready for our Ackles kickoff to get things underway in week one. Ackles Carpet One Floor and Home, making your home beautiful for less for over 35 years. Go see them at 10 Maumelle Curve Court, North Little Rock, 501-214-0495. Or visit them online at aclescarpet1.com.
And one more thing to point out, Steve. Unfortunately for you, you're not going to get to see the Coyote out there tonight.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, you might see him. He's down there. He's in his jersey. He's got a little sling on. Coach said, I'm not going to go into specific. These are still kids. But he said he got injured in the game last week. And he said he didn't ever say anything about it. He just kept playing through it. And then I don't know if it was afterwards or come the weekend or something when they came up to watch film that he started to talk about it. He said, but he heard it at some point on some play, some run during the game last week, and then kept playing through it. And then now it's something that they're hoping, can get healthy before conference starts.
You hate to see that. One other change tonight, I believe anyway, I thought I saw him. 88 will be Jumpman tonight instead of 4.
Yeah. And then on your roster, Steve, where is he? Clinty's wearing 77 tonight.
Again,
the white jerseys. I think whenever they're wearing the red, he'll be in his regular jersey, but in the whites, he'll be in 77.
Gotcha. All right. Somebody should probably run and tell Chris Amsler that. Hey, Will, text Chris Amsler and tell him Clinty is 77, since I can see you still commenting. By the way, the reason he's here on his wife's birthday is because Tyler's dedicated.
That's right.
So ready for our Eagles kickoff. And going to be returnable by Fulks. Fulks left side, and he will be chopped down as he crosses the 40 out to the 44-yard line. And they're going to mark it officially. It looks like the 45, and that's where this one will get started.
We'll say it's as much because Thursdays are cheerleading nights, so it's not like we were going to be able to go anywhere tonight anyway. The birthday dinner's tomorrow. So
there you go. See, it worked out. We didn't have a Friday night game.
Yeah.
I'll be at Robinson, so,
Yeah, well,
for
I'll watch
Robinson.
that one. It'll probably be good.
Should be a fun one. Looking forward to that. We're going to go work with, of course, Avery McMullen down on our camera is our producer over at Robinson. So
He's a pretty big deal, isn't he?
He does a great job. I got to give him credit, even though I scare him all the time.
Yeah, well.
All right, so it is Bunting's job full-time now for this Parkview team. Last year, they kind of swapped back and forth between him and Quentin Murphy until about midway through. Then they went to Bunting full-time, and so now it's Bunting's show to run. Dak Crosby in the backfield. Motion man is Chris Ross. Bunting with the snap, hands it away. And going to be chopped down on the carry is Crosby. Give him about 5 on the play.
And that's one of the things there's an emphasis this week on that defensive end, spilling that. So giving it the wrong shoulder right there, the wrong arm in it, and making it bounce outside. Something they struggled with last week with some of their guys on defensive end that didn't play a whole lot. And then with Brackett going out, that's the guy they expected to do that a lot. And he just, couldn't go with an early injury too much. So point of emphasis this week.
So Bunting now, motion man. They'll hand it away. Crosby again up the middle. And Crosby going to be pulled down as he gets out to the 47-yard line, and about 2 yards shy of an Acre Pharmacy first down.
And Jalen Harris was just a half step late being able to get a tackle for a loss right there.
And Coach Maupin talked about that in the pregame show, that you may see the biggest jump you've ever seen between week 0 and week 1 in a guy. And Jordan Harris said, what did he say? He had the best practice of any Hornet he's ever seen since he's been here. What was that, earlier in the week? It's Wednesday or Tuesday. So excited to see Jordan and how he plays in this one. He's had some battles with this Parkview team on the basketball court, so it should be fun. Crosby again, they stack him up. Crosby fighting, and should be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down.
Yeah, second effort right there. He got just enough. You had both of the Harrises right there that stopped him up. Jalen and Jordan both set up a wall right there. He was just able to make a little cut and get the little bit of yards he needed to get the first down.
Trip Keeter joining us in the comments, voice of the Mill Sports Network. Obviously, he was also the voice of this Parkview Patriot Network last year, and he got a first-hand look at Emmanuel Bunting. He's definitely a youngster. Definitely has a cannon for an arm. They will take shots with him. Motion man is Enlo Moore. He sets up in the slot. Bunting to throw for the first time. Harris off the corner. Now the throw, and that one's caught, pushed out of bounds, and another Acre Pharmacy first down for the Patriots.
Yeah, good ball right there. Caden Brooks is in pretty good coverage. He was trailing just a little bit. Bunting got to put the ball in a pretty good spot to complete that one. And Jordan, he was right there, barely got touched off the snap. He just jumped inside and then just gave up contain, and Bunting got out of there and threw a good ball.
And that's that development piece that we're waiting to see Jordan really understand is how deep to get, where to be to have containment in those situations. And so see how he does coming off of that edge. Bunting as they motion Conway. Ball is loose, but right into the hands of the running back. A big hole up the middle, and Henry, along with Aidan Gillespie in on the tackle, but a lot like last week, a little bit of a busted, fumbled play, ends up a big play for the Patriots here.
Yeah, it slows them down just a little bit, but it allows that offensive line to set up a big wall right there for a pretty easy cutback right there by, was that 18? Bledsoe? Is that what that was?
Yeah, Dallas Bledsoe.
Yeah.
The Patriots marching down the field. Running back went the wrong way. Bunting looking, throwing, end zone. They're all tied up. No flag. Incomplete. And good coverage there by the Hornets.
Yeah, Bubba was, had him out of the backfield maybe right there. It looked like the back judge thought about pulling at that flag, but decided against it. So good coverage. Not out of the backfield. It was the sniffer that Bubba covered out there. So good coverage by him, and the ball was kind of sailed too. So
second down. BJ Beats, good to see. Jay Call from the sideline says he thinks that was a design trick play. 2nd and 10. Motion man is Ross. And Bunting, high snap, gets it away.
Nobody.
Big room to the right side. There's a hold on the edge. Give him 6. Touchdown, Patriots. No flag on the play. Patriots strike first.
and there was nobody out there. I don't know. It could have been a bust. And probably, a little bit of a bust, but also something that the Parkview coaches are seeing. They're kind of giving us a soft edge right there. If we can get Jordan Harris to jump inside, which he did off the snap, we're going to be able to get some room.
So as we await our Kids Being Kids therapy extra points. Kick is up, and it is good.
Good. Didn't look anything like the kicker they had last year,
No.
though. That dude was automatic. He was booming those things. That one went in. It got the job done, but it was just a little bit different.
Yeah, great kicker they had last year, an offensive lineman as well. But that young man could absolutely boot it through. You look at just the overall what that team was for Coach Brad Bolding, and I mean you had big time pieces across the board, and so. This is a little different iteration of the Parkview Patriots. Nothing like what it was before the Boldings took over, but definitely a little bit of a different iteration. We saw the physicality there.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to establish the run, and they did pretty good at that. Now, you got them to 3rd and 2 at one point during that possession, and you really had a chance to get him down for a 4th down. He was just able to make one little move once he got stacked up and get the 1st down. But, didn't give up any big plays. That's what a lot of the scores for Sylvan Hills looked like last year. Big bust with a big play. Now, that last play on the touchdown looked like it might have been a bust, but you still just be a little bit more consistent defensively, make tackles right there, do your job, and hopefully get some stops.
All right, so as we await our Ackles kickoff, again, I want to say thanks for joining us here on the Maumelle Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. I'm Steve Henson, along with Tyler Chenault, Jake Hall, our sideline reporter. And this one kicked. Let it bounce. Hampton picks it up, looking for room, and he is picked up and dumped as he crosses the 25. They'll spot him at the 28-yard line, and that's where the Hornet offense will go to work.
A little late push right there that kind of got away with, but nothing too bad. But, yeah, you're going to see, we talked about it, there's going to be a little different returner back there. So you got Jackson Hampton back there instead of Coyote. So you're going to have a little bit different look. Not as shifty as a guy, but definitely a guy that we know can go return the ball.
Hey, by the way, I'm pretty sure we're being watched from American Pie Pizza tonight. I went over there for lunch today and got the TV set up for them to be able to run the stream during ball games.
Nice,
so
nice.
I do believe that we will. And I know you might be a little distracted tonight with your Eagles playing. So
I'll be checking now. It might get pulled up before too long, and I'll just keep it. I'll have the volume turned down. Nobody will know.
So motion is Jackson. They hand it up the middle. And Parkview ready for that one. Is that Bubba or Jacob on that?
I believe it was Bubba.
Okay.
Jacob. He was in there blocking a little bit, but you had a hole initially that closed pretty quick by the Patriot defense.
So gain of just about 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And I do see a lot of our Parkview Patriot faithful. I'll be nice tonight. This isn't basketball season. Oh, wide snap. Warrior chases it down. Took a fortuitous bounce. But
Did he not slide?
I thought he took a knee.
I thought he laid down. I guess the refs didn't think so, but he definitely looked like he gave himself up and still got hit and pushed. And
a big loss on the play. Well, so far, Tyler, these officials seem to keep the Acre flag or the PI roofing penalty flags in their pockets.
I hadn't seen them yet. I could throw my.
I brought it out for you.
Think I could reach? You got the window open.
I think you could get it there.
I got a cannon. Not really, but.
I'll make a substitution here as Jacob Henry will re-enter. Jonathan Williams will come out on 3rd down and long. It'll be 3rd and 17.
Q-Toffs, you're back in the backfield.
He'll split out in motion. Warrior, they want to screen. Pressure coming, set up. Henry caught it. A lot of room if he can get a corner. And a good angle there by the Patriots to pull him down out to the 30, but it'll bring up a 4th down and 8.
It's 11. Messiah Jones on the tackle. Really good open field tackle by that young man right there, getting a good back, and Jacob Henry down. Or can't even call him a back anymore, just a good football player getting him down.
He is the definition of an athlete out on the field. He'll play any position. I bet they could put him at center, and he could do that too if he needed to.
whatever coach asks.
Hey, listen, if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to beat Sylvan Hills to 2,000 subscribers. We've got a big jump on them, so we need your help to hit that subscribe button, and that'll help us out as well. 2 return men back deep for the Patriots. As Warrior gets the punt off, takes a bounce. Oh, dangerous catch, and Hornets all over him as they'll dump him at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, when he's in your face, you don't really want to grab that one. He's right there. You just want to let that one keep bouncing.
Was
He's
that
lucky.
jump man?
Yeah.
It was jump man on the tackle.
The 88 jump man tonight, but that is him. Got a little change in the jersey, and I think it might just be for this week for whatever reason.
Yeah, so Fawcett, who would normally be 88, is 4, and Jackson, who would be 4, is 88. I don't know really what the reasoning was for that, but Maupin did tell me that yesterday that would potentially be the case. So
that's what we got. So
the defense back out on the field, and pretty easy drive for the Patriots on their opening drive. We'll see if this defense can lock in a little bit on this one.
See what slight adjustments you make from possession to possession here to try and stop that run.
So motion, and they'll hand it away up the middle, hit hard in the backfield at the 30.
I think that's Jay Will. Yeah, that's Jonathan. That's a good adjustment. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, those guys are getting to where they're supposed to be right there. You're getting the spiller, so those linebackers have to show up outside right there to make the tackle. And just a couple times we didn't get it done on that first possession, but they got that fixed, and Jay Will came down. He flowed hard outside and was able to make a big tackle.
Tripp complaining about calling games from in this press box. I don't know how you could complain about that.
No.
This is fantastic.
Being the higher up, that's why the offensive coordinators like Bobby Petrino are going to be, you can see better. You can see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're sitting right in the booth where I guess the ESPN town will be on Saturday.
So it's just going to go down, is what you're saying.
Yeah, way down.
It's going to go.
It's gone up since last year. You know, Trip Keeter was there.
Yes. And he's still on, so he heard that. That's definitely, definitely meant for you to hear that, Trip. So
we've got an Ackles carpet, one floor and home timeout here, and I don't know if Jake's ready for us, but let's take a minute and see.
Jake's always ready.
Go down to Jake Hall down on our sideline. Jake, what's it looking like down there in terms of just the overall emotion after that touchdown?
I think the overall emotion was, get things together. They came over here on the sideline. They're making some adjustments. I saw both Coach Maupin and some of his assistants over here on the side telling his secondary that they got to stick on their guys. I know that's getting pretty physical out there between the DBs and the wide receivers. They got to overcome that or make it more obvious to the officials that they're grabbing onto them and making things tough. So I think the adjustments they made on the sideline should be reflected right here.
All right, thank you, Jake. Jake Hall, Natural State Sports crew. All right, so after the timeout, 2nd down and 11. Bunting, it's the snap looking, wants to go right, caught, but taken down immediately by Jay Will.
Jay Will almost knocked that ball out. He had who is that, Marshall? He had to catch that thing twice after he got hit.
The one thing about this Parkview team is while they do have some young guys out there, some guys that haven't played a whole lot, or haven't been out on the field too much. They did get some time last year to get experience in all those blowout games for Parkview. There's a lot of names playing right now that I remember playing in the 4th quarter of all games last year when I was pulling highlights. So these guys have got plenty of experience on the field. Bunting time, looking, PI roofing penalty, bad angle back there. Ball dropped, incomplete, and we will await the PI roofing penalty call, most likely a hold.
Yeah, that was Brister back there in coverage, and he lost it. Like you said, he lost it late. He's able to kind of fix himself and get back and get the ball out to make a good pass breakup. And Coach Mop, I think he said, we're going to decline this, give him 4th down.
Yeah, this isn't Mark or Kevin Kelly's
we
offense.
Think.
We're pretty sure. I see a punt team come out.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Lee X says, is the score bug not working on your end, sir? Oh, did you break it?
Oh, it is. It's off right here.
Oh,
yeah.
Will broke
there
it.
There it is. It's back.
Will broke it. Not Andy. Will broke it.
Yeah, we got it.
Good job, Andy. It'll be there.
It's about to disappear on the one we see, maybe.
Yeah. It's there, though. We're good. Let's see who that is. Is that Jumpman Jackson or is that?
It's not an 8. It's a 0, it looks like.
Maybe J Will. No.
But no, there's something in front of the
Gillespie,
0.
maybe? I can't see the other side.
I think it's.
Kick is away. A high punt. Hornets going to get away from it.
Oh, Bubba. It was 31.
Okay.
It wasn't a 0. I was completely wrong.
It takes a Patriot roll all the way down inside the 20. And so Hornets get a stop on defense. The offense back out on the field. And really, that first drive for the Hornets offensively, went awry on the bad snap that Warrior had to chase down. The Hornets were ahead of the chains after first down, but went in reverse. So we'll see if they can stay ahead of the chains here on this drive.
Yeah, you put yourself behind the chains like that on a second down, bring up a big third down. Definitely is going to make it difficult to keep that drive going. But the defense, as Jake said, made some of those adjustments. They had made some good plays right there, get the ball back for their offense.
And to that point, they had them behind the sticks after the first play. So great job there. Now Warrior drops pressure right up the middle. They want to.
Levi Warrior, he did some of it last week too, but that kid, he's not scared to stand in there. He's a guy, he's got a year under his belt, still a youngster, still a junior, but he's not afraid to stand in there. He knew a hit was coming and was about to take him out, but he stood in there, he stood strong, he put that ball up for Jumpman to go up and get it and make a huge play for the Hornets offense.
Great play there. Hornet offense rolling now. Johnson to the left of Warrior. Warrior drops
you got
in the
Jacob.
pocket.
You got him.
Henry wide open. Oh, put a little too much on it. Oh, man, had 6 in his pocket and just couldn't get it to him. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. They snuck Jacob. He was kind of in your inside slot on the right side, and they snuck him on a little drag route across from the right side, and then I could tell he's about to break north when he clears those linebackers, and he had him. Just put a little bit of air underneath that so that he can run underneath it.
We do apologize. Andy's head is swimming up above us right now, so Jonathan Webb working with him. Just give him some grace tonight.
He's going to figure it out.
Bubba Johnson hit the hole, slung
good.
down.
Yeah, see, was that 50? Let's see, Nigel Farsi, I think, 50. That's a great play by that young man. He got in that guard, that pulling guard, Ryan Beals' hip pocket. Not Ryan Beals' fault. He's not supposed to worry about that guy. He's supposed to get a block back on it, but he got in the hip pocket of a puller, I think, and he turned his shoulders and got down the line and made a really good tackle on the run.
Yeah, part of the issue there, too, though, Riley Reiser had to come in for a play as Clinty lost his helmet the play before, so Clinty back on the field now. And they ran right over that right side where Clinty would have been, so that may have been a big part of that.
Absolutely.
So 3rd down and 9. Bubba Johnson to the left side. Warrior drops. Johnson picks up the block, looking for Hampton. Oh, Hampton hits the ground hard.
That didn't feel good.
No.
He's good, but that didn't feel good. You got your feet taken out from underneath you.
Hey, look at Jake Hall down there making a play.
Ooh. He's a big deal. Yeah.
Andy would have been proud of that. You know, when we were courtside, Andy's given Trip Keeter all kinds of grief over the years because he didn't catch a ball. But, hey, Jake, great catch down there. You're hot on the mic.
Hey, I'm always active. I always stay focused. I'm right in there.
So 4th and 9, Hornets are going to go for it. Warrior by himself in the backfield. He'll step up, got room to run.
Just get
Warrior cuts inside, good move,
yes,
first
sir,
down.
He got it. He laid out for that first down. But that's a huge play. Two tough man plays by Levi, and that's how you earn the respect of the rest of your team as well.
Some great play there by Levi. You see the replay there. Great shot. Our field camera. You know, I can talk up my wife who's here, Kristen Henson, down there on the field. Great job.
There's NFL quarterbacks we see that tuck their head right there and they just go down and don't try and fight for that first down.
You know, I'll tell you what, we saw it last week. If you went and watched the P.A. Robinson game, you know, Will Svoda, who's, you know, a wide receiver by trade, playing quarterback this year, had an opportunity to convert a 4th down, and he slid a yard shy of the sticks. Now Warrior, he'll dump it off. Johnson makes the catch, cuts inside. He's inside the 20-yard line and down to the 17. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 8.
It seemed like he gained more than 2 yards on that one. I was going to say, okay, that's what we like. You like to see first down, at least get some yards. Now, they got some. They got 2 yards, but you definitely want to see 4 or 5 yards on those first down plays to put you in a really comfortable spot 2nd down.
So 2nd down and 8. But Johnson still your running back. Henry, Jackson, and Hampton here to the near side. I believe it's Warrior to the far side. They want to throw it deep. They want Hampton. Hampton being pushed. Where's the flag? Oh, my goodness. No PI roofing penalty as that one falls incomplete. Both officials looking right at it. Not sure what you got to do to get a penalty call there. Messiah Jones all over Hampton.
I mean, that's not – they didn't get their feet tangled up. You know, sometimes you'll get the excuse, well, he fell down because his feet got tangled up.
Replay here.
But, I mean, he's pushing him down as he's running. He's not playing anything but pushing the man as he turns and runs with him. That one definitely should have been some yellow.
I saw that comment about why they do that with American Pie. I was like, what are you talking about?
The score bug thing.
And whistles before this one. Now we get a PI roofing penalty.
Yeah, there's our yellow. Maybe it's false start or illegal formation.
Make sure you go see our friends at PI Roofing and Construction, your roof leak detective.
Should have threw one a play before, but that's fine.
I don't think our ref mic feed is working. I tried to unmute it there and it didn't get anything. So
didn't hear it in my headphones.
We'll try it again next time. I got to play through the settings here on this Roadcaster. We didn't get an opportunity to test with our officials, so 3rd down and another PI roofing penalty. Warrior, he's got jump man in the back of the end zone. Did he get a foot? No.
You might get an offsides. You can get an offsides or illegal formation.
Tough break. Warrior just put a hair too much on it. Now we await the PI roofing penalty.
We've seen a couple. I've seen one play where they lined up with the tight end covered up, so maybe an illegal formation, but hopefully an offsides.
Who's that, D? Who's that in?
Jackson.
Christian, 88. You're correct, yep.
So it was a false start or formation penalty on the Hornets. Back them up 5 more.
They're not going to decline it?
I'm surprised they didn't. It'll be 3rd down and 19.
No, they hadn't moved the stick yet. Yeah, they declined it.
Okay.
Didn't look like he signaled they declined it, but they hadn't moved anything yet. I mean, you figure you bring up 4th and 13.
That's what you would have. Well, it's still showing 3rd down.
Now
there we go. Okay, now it's up there.
He was just waiting on the white hat to make it official.
Well, even our scoreboard had 3rd and 19. Now it's 4th down. So 4th down and 14. They don't have the down right up there yet. They'll get it eventually.
Tripp said the ref mic feed didn't work at the end of last year either. So
Johnson. They go over the middle screen pass as Hampton couldn't handle it. And that'll be a turnover on downs for the Hornets.
Yeah, get yourself into those 4th and long territory. You don't have a whole lot. They're still. Let's say they were trying to call a play. You got to switch. It's defense now.
Let's go down to Jake Hall real quick. I think he has an opinion on that non-PI call.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 100% pass interference. Maybe the official needed to be standing where I was. But I was right up there in the action, so it was pretty obvious to me. But that was 100% a pass interference. Unfortunate for the Hornets for not getting that call right there. But hopefully they can get a stop out here on defense.
All righty, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, it's pretty textbook if you ask me.
Yeah, and you had 2 officials bracketed watching it. I don't know how you missed that. But again, they've let them play other than false starts and offsides in 1 hold. Oh, big hit in the hole as Harris had him. Let's see who that was, the number on who made the hit.
I think Patrick Ward is the guy that was running down the line, but I think Jordan Harris is the one that stood him up and ended up taking him down.
Yeah, it was Harris had he stood up. I couldn't see who that missile was that came flying through. Patrick Ward on that play, so 2nd down, 2 yards on that one, so 2nd and 8.
Patrick Ward almost didn't get lined up in time on that one, right after making a pretty good play defensively.
Bunting calls out the offense, handed away. Falks spins, taken down by Henry.
Jalen Harris again. Jalen Harris he's a big stopper up there in the middle. Makes the running back kind of have to get off of his spot. Slowed him down a little bit. You know, obviously still got a pretty good gain. Bring up a 3rd and 4, and Jacob came flying over a little pile to get the tackle.
So 3rd down and 4. As the Maumelle band makes some noise across the stadium from us. They'll hand it away, folks, on the left side. They're trying to string him out. Folks cuts up. He's got enough for an Acre Pharmacy 1st down as he falls across the 35. So a new set of downs here for the Patriots.
Yeah, Bryce Mooney did good, 32, getting out there from his inside linebacker spot, and then he broke down to try and make the tackle, and just got to keep closing that distance too while you break down to keep him from getting those extra yardage.
So first down after the Acre Pharmacy first down. Make sure you guys go see our friends, Acre Family Pharmacy, Maumelle's only independently owned pharmacy, 1900 Club Manor Drive in Maumelle. Bunting drops, looking, wants to throw deep. Got to step on the man. Caught across the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. As Kyron Marshall with the American Pie Pizza touchdown. And the Patriots extend their lead to 13-0, pending our extra point.
Yeah, the Patriots unfortunately found a matchup that they liked out there, and just kind of put a little double move on him and was able to get past him right there, and good throw, good catch for a Patriot touchdown.
And Aiden Gillespie, it almost looked like he never saw the ball in the air. He just never really reacted like you would expect to see a defensive back react there.
Yeah, well, after that double move and he had him beat, he was just trying to play catch-up for a little bit and just didn't have a chance to find it or even try and find it.
So our Kids Being Kids therapy extra point is up and good. And with 2:07 to go in our first quarter, Parkview extends the lead to 14-0.
So I think that kicker, I don't know, Caden Hernandez, is listed as a freshman, so a young kid out there, and that one looked better. So just improving kick to kick.
So Kids Being Kids therapy, every child is unique. But at Kids Being Kids therapy, they help them all enjoy the same thing, a fun, fulfilling childhood. Kids Being Kids therapy provides evaluations in occupational, physical, and speech therapy to help develop and strengthen skills while encouraging independence. Their therapeutic model is built around helping kids succeed with learning opportunities at home, in the classroom, and throughout the community. Find out more today by visiting kidsbeingkidstherapy.com or call them at 501-803-9722. Make sure you tell them that the Maumelle Sports Network folks told you to come that way.
Definitely. Make it worth it.
I know Michael up there is big with the soccer program at Maumelle, so does a lot there, and excited to have him as a partner this year, so we appreciate them. And, hey, they also employ my wife, so I double appreciate them.
Definitely helps, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It helps me be allowed to do a lot of this because, this doesn't pay all the bills yet.
Yeah, getting there, right?
Yeah, we're trying. Hampton on the return. Found a seam. Closes quickly as he gets out to the 32-yard line. That's where the Hornets will come out for their third possession of the evening.
You know, both returns, he's had a chance. Is
Jackson still down?
He's slow getting up. I don't know. He just.
And you wonder if maybe that hit he took when he hit the turf earlier, maybe he's still kind of feeling some effects.
A little sore.
To your point, it does not feel good. I mean, I know it's new turf, so that should help a little bit, but it's been an issue here for a long time. It's almost like concrete now. It's nothing like what the Wise Guys, now Arkansas Diamonds, played on. That was like playing on concrete. Sorry, Chris Goodman.
That's the whole arena thing, though, right?
Yep.
We don't get to put cushion underneath it.
Now Warrior drops, steps up, pressure. They're going to swallow him up in the backfield. As the Patriots pull him down, they're going to mark him at the 30. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play.
I thought he about lost the ball as he got hit right there. It looked like it. That's one he's trying to step on in the pocket. He just got his tackles have got to keep trying to run those guys as far as he can get them to go, and they don't put the anchor down, and he steps up into 2 arms.
You guys keep sharing the stream out. Make sure all your Parkview friends know about this as well. You may be searching for it, and make sure they know to find us here. Over 330 watching us right now, so we appreciate it. Now Johnson left side. Boy, unblocked right into the hole. Believe that was number 8. Jaden Jones coming down to make the tackle.
You had 63-44 there as well. Jaden Johnson, 63. And Caleb Williams, 44. But just like Coach Maupin said, he said, I figure these guys, they're going to try and load the box against us, make it hard for us to run the ball and make us throw the ball. And if we can complete some passes, maybe loosen up that box some. But that's what's going to have to happen right now. Those holes are closing very, very fast defensively for the Patriots.
And to his credit, they've had it. We've just missed a couple of passes. 1 would have been 2 really would have been touchdowns. Now Johnson left side looking for a seam. As he gets out across the 30 on 3rd down and 12. Nowhere to go, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, 3rd and 12. That's in. It wasn't, didn't even run a draw play. You just got a straight handoff. It's a little interesting there.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that call. Down 14-0. Not to question Coach Burcham, the offensive coordinator, but I mean, I guess that is kind of our job at times.
I mean, I can only assume he saw something with how the defense lined up and that he liked that, but that's just we hadn't been able to run the ball yet in 2 weeks yet, so kind of go with what's been working for you at least offensively.
Maybe to his, I mean, a draw would have been nice as well, but maybe thought they'd bring that extra pressure like they've been. This one punted away. Jackson was blocked into him. Now they're going to pitch it. Ball's on the ground. Parkview going to pick it up. Now they're running backwards. Johnson there with it.
Another block in the back. There's the flag.
Roofing penalty. My goodness.
They both got. I mean, Christian got blocked in the back into. Like he didn't just get blocked in the returner. He got blocked in the back to the returner because he beat him early, and then Bubba gets pushed in the back too. I guess that was set up to pitch that back, and the pitch didn't go right.
I promise you that's one of those, you know, when we did the game down in Melissa, when Parkview played down there, we were in the booth right next to Bobby. And I'm assuming Bobby's now coaching from the sideline instead of
head coaching in the booth, you don't think?
But I can promise you he would have been in this booth next to us, and that glass would have been rattling on that play. I promise what he's telling him right now is, hey, look, just live to fight another play. It was a terrible decision to pitch that.
Yeah, the Patriots coaches are just 2 down from us right next to the Sky Coach booth. But they don't seem as animated yet. They're focused.
That'll do it for our first quarter of play. So after a quarter of play, Parkview leads it 14-0. We'll be back with more Hornet football on the Maumelle Sports Network after this.
Come see us today at American Pie Pizza. Enjoy our pizza by the slice daily from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Or catch one of our daily specials like $2 Tuesdays and get $2 off any large pizza. Are wings more your thing? Monday nights are Wingtastic Mondays. So get all the wings you can eat for just 69 cents a wing. And don't forget about the incredible cheese dip. Then to finish it all off, be sure to grab a Pizookie or one of our other amazing desserts. So head over to 9709 Maumelle Boulevard and let our friendly staff serve you today. Call ahead at 501-758-8800 or order online at www.ampiepizza.com. Live free and eat pizza at American Pie Pizza.
All right, welcome back to Hornet football on the Maumelle Sports Network. Brought to you by Natural State Sports. I'm Steve Henson along with Tyler Chenaults. And
did that block? Okay.
Yeah, they're going to block.
Did that block in the back not happen like by the 20? Why are we up here at the 25 about to snap the ball? I was like, hold on. That can't be right.
Yeah, Prime. CJ is wearing 88. Yeah. That is correct.
Okay, that's a much better starting point after blocking the back.
Hornet defense giving up a couple of big plays. That's really been the difference. Also, just out of the reach, Jacob Henry, that would have been a touchdown.
See, Steve, this is the view I need seeing. Jalen Harris. But if I could have another view where I can just see the end zone camera.
Right. I mean, I bet we can figure out a way to make it work.
That's the best view in football now.
Oh, yeah,
is
absolutely.
the end zone. Especially it zoomed in, you can see that. Oh, man. It doesn't get better than a good end zone camera.
How about that shot, though?
I'm telling you.
Good stuff.
Absolutely. Now we're zoomed in on the guy that just caused the penalty, so maybe, but.
So 1st and 5. They'll hand this one away. Folks over the right side, breaks a couple of tackles. Henry, the last man to take him down, does, but it'll be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down for the Patriots.
Yeah, able to run through a couple would-be tacklers right there. Jacob Henry on the backside, kind of your backside safety there is able to come and make a play, but you hope you can get him down one of those first or second touches.
So 1st and 10. This Bunting again hands it away up the middle. That's not Folks this time. I think that's Dallas Bledsoe, and it is.
A little bit better closing that gap quicker on the inside. Bubba made the tackle that time.
So 2nd down and 7. Malachi, that's because he was blocked into the back into him, so, So 2nd down, Bunting, but Bledsoe to his nuts. Falks back in. We're going to throw right long out route and caught. Is that his number 3? Sorry, that is Kyrett Falks. It's Crosby in the backfield.
And that's one of the most difficult throws in football. He threw that from the opposite hash. That's nearly, that's a 40-something yard. That's a 40-yard throw or so coming from the far hash all the way to the other sideline. So even though he gains, 8 yards on it, it's much longer than an 8-yard throw.
1st and 10 after the Acre Pharmacy first down. Parkview set. 2 receivers here to the near side. They'll motion a man. As Bunting hands it away. Crosby looking, nothing there. No gain on the play.
And, Steve, I think they're setting it on the college hashes.
They are.
The college hashes are a little bit closer together than your high school hashes. And then when you get to the NFL, they're even closer together. So they should really be putting it on those single tick marks outside of the hashes. Those are the hashes for Saturday that they were using on that last play.
I'm kind of surprised neither coach has said anything about it.
Only reason I noticed it is because I was trying to figure out really how far did he throw that ball from the hash over. And then I noticed they were on those when they should have been on the others this last play.
2nd down. Fake the handoff. Bunting will run it, and he'll be tripped up. As that is
Jay Will. Yep, Jonathan.
Yep.
He's up a 3rd down. That's one that they had a high snap, and it almost gave them some extra yards that time again. Bunting can run the ball. Now he's no Quentin Murphy, right, but he can still run it a little bit, so he about hurt you on a bad snap.
So Crosby in the backfield next to Bunting. Okay, I was going to say, no way they have enough guys on the line, but I was missing 3 down here.
Down here, he about touching the sideline.
Now showing blitz right up the middle is Jay Will. He'll back out of it. Now they go, oh, man. Gave him the sticks. Nice moves as Falks will be tackled at midfield, but another Acre Pharmacy first down. And I tell you, Tyler, that coverage, a little soft as they gave him the sticks without any attempt to keep him away.
Yeah, I was surprised they gave him that much room because Jacob Henry, he rolled over like he was going to be playing over the top of him. Now, after the snap, I guess they just wanted to show like he was going to have help, so maybe they didn't look there because at the snap, Henry rolled back to the middle.
Bunting throw quickly, caught, and taken down as he's inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. That's number 4, Jermaine Conway on the reception.
Yeah, Jacob pre-snap rolls over, or they're kind of double teaming on this side, so you think you're going to get closer coverage to the line of scrimmage so you can cover those sticks. So you would think pre-snap you wouldn't even throw that ball, but then he rolls right at the snap of the ball back to the middle of the field, so you have a bail at the corner.
6-yard gain on that one. 2nd down and 4. Again, they'll hand it away. Crosby, he's got another Acre Pharmacy first down to the 36-yard line. Right now, Parkview marching it down the field on this possession.
Yeah, that time you got some good movement up front that you hadn't got so far running the ball. They've ran the ball, pretty well, but they've not gotten a ton of movement in the middle of that defensive line. But Jalen Harris is out getting a breather, so you got a little less weight in the middle there, and some more quickness, so they were able to get some movement up front.
1st and 10. Motion man Conway. Bunting looking. Pressure coming, and they got him as he'll be thrown down well back near midfield. That's number 17, Deion Smith on the sack.
I hadn't called Deion Smith's name. That's a good pass rush by that young man right there. He had the defensive end both defensive ends converging on the quarterback. He about gave up that outside shoulder. I'm glad he was able to turn and chase him down because you need to try and make sure you're still setting that edge as well so he can't get outside of you whenever you're blitzing the quarterback.
And Smith just came in the game about 2 plays ago. I almost mentioned it as he came on the field. I think that's the first time we've seen him on the field.
It's only the first time we've called his name for making a play. It's a good first play.
Hand it off up the middle and stacks this one up as Crosby, maybe 3 on the play. By the way, big news. Tristan Harlan just put it in our group chat. But if you're in Arkansas, if you're interested in news with the Arkansas State game, Arkansas State running back kick returner Jaquez Cross suffered a torn ACL out for the year.
One of their bigger weapons. I mean, was he their starting running back last week?
I think so.
I think he at least had the most carries. I don't know, he may not have been, but he was definitely one of their weapons out of the backfield.
Tristan going to get himself in trouble with his Arkansas hate on that PA Live broadcast, especially considering who the head coach is.
Yeah, definitely uncalled for.
Oh, free rush. Picked off. Oh, did Gillespie get it? No. Oh, no way.
Are you kidding me?
Are you serious? You're going to call that? A PI roofing penalty. What's it for?
They're going to call roughing the passer, I'm sure.
I'd like to see the replay on that. I don't. Wow.
I think I heard somebody just yell terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, here's the thing. It's 3rd and 19, so it won't be a first down.
It shouldn't be anything. Oh, my God.
Wow.
I need to see it.
That's not an automatic first down. There's no such thing. There's no automatic first down in high school. What are we doing right now? Goodness.
Unless NFHS rules changed this year.
I'm not aware of any. Kyle Sutherland, Encyclopedia of High School Sports, could you let us know? And a timeout here for the Hornets. That'll give me a minute to go back. I want to see this because.
And speaking of my Eagles, Jalen Carter just got ejected for spitting on Dak Prescott, so that's not great.
That's not great, but I mean, I can't blame him.
I think a lot of people might want to do that.
I know there was a moment in Starkville I wouldn't have minded doing that.
That or Jerry Jones, they want to spit on one or the other. Especially if you're a Cowboys fan, I think.
Man.
That's what most people want to do.
Connor Forte agrees. Connor, was that you that said terrible call from across the stands over there? Because somebody said it, but so man, I tell you what, Hornets just not getting any breaks here early on. A couple of big deep balls that they just couldn't connect on, one of which for sure would have been a touchdown. The other one, there's a penalty that would have taken it away anyway. But you know, we've seen what should have been a pass interference down here on this end. And then, of course, nope, that was it right there. And then now this horrible roughing the passer. I mean, I don't know what you wanted
He hit
to
him
do.
as the ball. He still had the ball. It was still touching his fingers whenever he made initial contact. Are they calling the NFL driving him into the ground penalty?
No, there is no automatic first down.
No, there's not.
For high school football.
Google says there's still no automatic first down in NFHS rules.
I don't know what we're doing. Somebody get Bobby Swafford on the phone. We got to figure this out.
I think Coach Maupin called that timeout just to talk to the refs. He was out there talking to the white hat the whole time.
So after Akel's timeout, Crosby was the loop-de-loop. Bunting
Is that another
throwing
one?
deep and incomplete.
That was the exact same as the last play where they called a roughing the passer.
I got to put a reminder in my notes for the pregame swarm next week. I want to ask Maupin what the explanation was as to why that was a roughing the passer call there.
And we'll ask him just to be sure about automatic first downs because he didn't complain about that. So, I mean, unless it's something that we just aren't aware of changes to the rule because they make rule changes every year, but I don't know.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 10. They'll hand this one away. No, cap it up the middle. That is Montrell Thompson on the carry.
So you see two coming in, you probably figure you're going to get a little bit more quarterback run. Anytime you get a change in quarterback like that. And now it looks like Bunting's about to come back out for 3rd down.
Yeah, interesting timing there. I mean, Bunting has taken a couple of shots, so.
We've had three really rough personal foul calls the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you had Clinty had that one that he just took the guy to the ground, and then the one Jalen Harris and Clinty in the back of the end zone on a touchdown.
This one's been interesting. Like we said from the start, it looked like they were going to keep the flags in their pocket. Now they're throwing random ones. Now slips, trying to stretch it forward across the 20. He's going to be right at the sticks.
I think it's going to be 4th and 1. Yeah. But I think they almost missed another hold right there in the middle. Looked like London was getting held. He still came off and made the tackle. I mean, he had to pull away from somebody that was tugging on his jersey.
4th and 1, they'll go for it. Hornets run a guy on. Late ball's on the ground and still loose. Either way, it's going to be Hornet football.
If Parkview recovered it, it was a forward progress fumble that they shouldn't be able to get the yards anyway, right?
Yep.
We just experienced that. Possibly, I still don't know what the actual call was in that case, but.
Well, I think that is that's the 2-point conversion rule. Now, I believe they could have recovered that one and actually ended up with a first down. But the rule I know on that particular play is it's because the defense can't do anything with it either. So I think it was Kevin Kelly that was talking about it on the Buzz earlier this week. If that wasn't a rule, then if you knew you weren't going to get in, you could just fumble it into the end zone. Anybody pick it up for a 2-point conversion.
That's true. I agree. That's one of those that somebody probably did it once because they knew, so they made sure they fixed it.
All right, so Hornet football, 5:28 to go in the first half. Warrior being chased, got to get rid of it. He does. He's looking for his man and wanted Kutoff, but couldn't get it to him. Second down.
I think as much as anything, he just threw that one. I think that it was as much of a throwaway as it was trying to throw it. He thought maybe he was going to try and put it in a single spot. The Kutoff was the only one that could get to it, but it just ended up sailing. But it's a good decision. He had pressure early. Just get it out of there, throw a safe incompletion, live to play the next down. Because you're still only down by 14.
Go down to Jake Hall after this play. I'm curious just what he's pretty close with Coach Maupin right now. I'm real curious kind of what the what it feels like down there, what Maupin maybe has got to say from our sideline.
He should have walked out there during that timeout and listened.
Now Warrior run the reverse. Looking for room, nothing there as Davian Jordan chopped down.
I mean, Messiah Jones showed the wheels right there. Davian Jordan had some room on him, and he looked like he had room, and Messiah Jones just closed that gap quickly, and he starts pulling him down, and then he gets lit up. Who was that? That was Devin Harris, I think, that finished it right there, and he took a nice, just saw it on our delayed feed, and you're going to see it on the hit right here.
Oof.
Yeah.
Man.
His head didn't touch the ground, so that's good. It was all his back landed, so he did good keeping that head from bouncing on the turf.
So third down and whistles, timeout, Parkview.
Perfect time to talk to your man.
So let's go down to Jake Hall and get what's going on down on our Hornets sideline right now.
Yeah, I think you could tell. You could see the frustration on Coach Maupin's face right there on the interception that got turned over because of the roughing the passer call. I don't think anybody agreed with that. I know he didn't agree with it. He was trying to get an explanation from the official, and he got one. He's trying to keep a cool, calm head down here because, you don't want to get on the official's bad side. So he's doing a good job of that. But it worked out for him. They ended up getting the fumble, a little bit worse field position. But they really need to get get some points on the board right here before halftime. I think that would do a lot for their momentum going into half.
Jake, have you been around the offensive huddles at all? Any conversations going on there in terms of just kind of some of the struggles right now?
In terms of the huddles, I think they're really just trying to figure out their coverages. A lot of the defensive backs are getting confused on just certain positions of the coverages, and they're trying to get those nailed down. I think if they can get those nailed down, this defense is going to be real sharp in the second half.
All right, thanks, Jake. All right, so Hornets out, third down and 6. Warrior drops. Oh, man, went the wrong way. Running back. Warrior broke it, though. Got room to run. He's got an Acre Pharmacy first down.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
If you play any college football 26, he has the extender ability at quarterback. He got hit by 2 guys quickly. I think they probably sent more than we could even block, is what it looked like. So, there, should have had a guy there. But great play by Levi. Big, strong, lower body to get through that.
Yeah, I said Bubba picked up the wrong guy. Bubba just picked up the one guy.
He picked up a guy.
One in the other hole.
Yeah, they sent more than they could block on that one. Bubba did all that he could do, Levi. And he gave him enough. Had he not got a hand on that guy, Levi probably wouldn't have been able to break those tackles.
No, he'd have been sandwiched. It'd have been tough. Now Bubba Johnson. No, that's Kutoff on the carry. That one goes nowhere. 2nd and 10.
Figure we might see a little bit more Kutoff with no Coyote this week.
Yeah, that's obviously your change of pace. Bubba Johnson, the bigger guy, you can lean on Wiley with his speed, elusiveness. As we saw last week, he could just disappear out in the middle of the football field. Yeah. And so Kutoff, that guy, now Kutoff will come off the field. It's Johnson back out. I'm going to say thanks to our friends at Akel's Carpet One Floor and Home, making your home beautiful for less for over 35 years. Make sure you go see them. Warrior. And he finds Hampton. Hampton's got room across the 30. He may go inside the 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get him 6. Jackson Hampton finds dessert. Pazookies for everybody. Touchdown, Hornets.
Oh, that's a huge play. Jake just said it, right? If they can get some points on the board with this possession, that could be huge for momentum going into halftime.
Can open it.
Oh no, I'm just messing with the seal. It's getting on my nerves. But no, just a big play going into halftime. I mean, you still have 3 minutes left, so we're not at halftime yet. But just huge momentum swing right there to get something on the board, make you feel a little bit more comfortable offensively, and then hopefully you go get a stop on defense, and it's just a one-possession game when you get there.
Got to feel good for Jackson Hampton. We talked about that, of course, in the pregame swarm with Coach Maupin, and opening it up with Jumpman really kind of coming into his own last week, but huge there as Hampton outruns everybody for the touchdown, and now our kids being kids therapy extra point.
Hampton with those long strides, striding to the end zone.
Warrior holder, high snap, gets it down, but it got through.
But you had 8 guys hit the kicker.
Yeah. The kids being kids therapy extra point is good, plus the roughing the kicker. No idea how that ball got through there. I thought for sure that was blocked. And that's the only reason you get the roughing the kicker is because somehow it's
nobody touched it. Yeah, if they touch it, then it's clean, if you will, with the air quotes around it. But you can put it on the kickoff.
They will.
Yeah, since you made it. It's a heck of a kick by the young man getting that in with 7 Patriots in his face. That's the one you're gonna be worried about. There was a lot of leakage in there at a bunch of different places on the extra point right there.
As we await our Ackles kickoff, that's a big answer for the Hornets. It's got to feel good. You're going to go into the locker room. It's still 3:20. A lot can happen, but
absolutely,
over the next 3:20 and going into the second half. I mean, you've had these opportunities. The big plays have been there. You've just missed them just by a hair here or there, and so really good to see that slant pattern there to Hampton, and he's able to take it to the house. So that's a big play. Got to give this offense some confidence now.
And a big throw by Levi, putting it in a spot to where he can catch it and run. He doesn't have to slow down, doesn't have to catch it behind him. He can catch it in stride and keep moving and outrun the rest of the defense to the end zone.
About ready for our Ackles kickoff. I was about to jump over here and tell you all about them, but I forgot it's no longer Labor Day. So I don't have a read for it.
Oh, was that a Labor Day sale?
It was. And Jack Langford let me down this
We'll go
week.
see them, I guess.
Yes, go see our friends. See, there's always a sale. There's always something great.
They have great prices, whether it's Labor Day or not.
Returnable from the 20. That's the 30. Is that a mouthpiece that came out of there or just a piece of a helmet? Something I saw flying out of that
Everything.
pile.
Mouthpiece, paint from the helmet, spit, it was probably a tooth. There were guys hitting people in that one.
So 1st and 10, Patriots, and see if the defense can get out after them again. Again, really good possession on the last one. You had the big play that took Bunting down and questionable roughing the passer call, but then you're able to get the fumble.
Who returned that?
I missed it.
Yep, I don't know.
So 1st and 10, Patriots. And he'll give it away. Crosby trying to stretch it out. The Hornets stretch it out with him. Bounces off at tackles, but maybe a yard on the play to the 42.
Yeah, he did really good. Just keep stringing it out, string it out, string it out. At some point, he's going to run into your 12th defender that's called the sideline over there. He can only run so far east and west, so you keep making him go that way, he's going to run out of room.
Jacob Henry will get a breather here between play, or for this play.
He doesn't take many of them.
No. You just hate that he's dealing with that shoulder. You know you'd see more of him at running back. Oh, boy. Nice seam there. Going to be close to a first down as they're out near midfield. Going to be about 2 yards shy.
Jordan just got to make sure, Jordan Harris, that he gets flat down the line right there. You can't round it off whenever there's that handoff. Get flat down the line. You should be able to make that tackle with the speed and athleticism he's got down the line of scrimmage instead of having to turn and chase.
We might have to bring Connor Forte in as a 4th member of our crew with all his analysis.
Hey, come on now.
So 3rd down and a yard.
He could be the Maumelle insider.
Yes. Bunting, quick throw, got his man caught. Oh, tough angle, breaking tackles, and we finally brought down inside the 30, all the way down to the 26, and an Acre Pharmacy first down for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're just going to take what you give them right there, and he just sat down in that open space. Remember that outs they sent? Looks like they sent Bubba off the edge, and you just had anybody for that slot receiver on 3rd and 1. You got to have somebody there.
Bunting, he'll hand it away. Looking for room. They'll stack him up. Maybe 2 on the play. That was number 18, Dallas Bledsoe.
And that's a big key for offensive guys, quarterbacks. If you see that blitzer coming, you try and throw it behind that blitzer because he just left some open space right there. So they sat down right in that open space that Bubba left and had a good play.
2nd down. Bunting. It's Bledsoe and the pistol behind him. They'll fake it to him. Bunting. Well, they are locked up down this line. And
no, they were holding. They both had a hold of each other the whole time. He had the corner up inside the shoulder pads.
It's going to be a PI roofing penalty. Pass interference here on Gillespie. And give Bunting some credit there. I think he saw him locked up, so he just tossed it up there to try to get a penalty out of it anyway.
And then you had a late push off by the receiver too.
I think he could have went either way.
Did he just touch his head for an eligible downfield?
Oh.
The guy, yeah, because there's a flag in the middle there.
Oh.
That ref standing over it touched his head, which is an eligible downfield, so they should offset.
Yep, so we'll have the ineligible man and the defensive PI. So a break here for the Hornets. None of that counted. It'll be 2nd and 8 again.
That's fine with me. That's just a hand fighting play. If you're going to let them hand fight, let them hand fight. But if you're not, then don't let them do it on either side. When Jackson gets pushed down in the back corner over here, it's a similar play.
So 2nd down and 8. This one will go to Crosby. Gets around Harris, looking for a seam. Bubba Johnson taking a ride, going to be close to an Acre Pharmacy. 1st down looks like it's going to be. I'm going to say a yard shy.
Yep. So guys spotted a yard short. And I imagine, whether they get this or not, I imagine you're going to see them go for it on 4th down right here, just like they did earlier. And you might see the same play. You might see quarterback sneak if they feel comfortable by the snap. But they're hoping they get it. And I think they got 2 in there. I think Thompson might be in at quarterback again.
They'll hand it away. Oh, had him in the backfield. They still stuff it, though. Ball's out. And I think they're going to rule him down. But it should be 4th down. Hornet, Coach Moppin is begging for it.
I looked away from it before the ball came out.
It was Bunting at quarterback.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Bledsoe on the run, and I couldn't tell when that ball came out.
Yeah. But it is 4th down, so at least you get that. With 30 seconds, by the time they snap the ball, it'll be under 30 seconds left. Ours is a little off. Or, well, no, it's not. I'm just looking at the delay.
You're looking at the delay.
Yeah.
So 4th and 2. Bunting looking left. He'll throw it up. And hand fight. No, ball's out. Oh, he caught it. Oh, my gosh. What a catch by Kyrick Fulks.
You can't cover it better than that.
Man. Ball came out when he hit the turf. It did not. What a play by Fulks.
You cannot cover it better than that. And here's our replay on our side.
Here.
Oh, his hand's right there. Like, I don't know. There's anything else you can do right there for 12. Glover on the coverage. Yeah, the sophomore out there.
It was great coverage from Glover. Your point. Just so Ackles, carpet 1 floor and home timeout. Again, go see our friends over at Ackles. It's not Labor Day anymore, but to your point earlier, Tyler, they do have great deals. We flipped a couple of houses in Maumelle a few years ago, and they did all of our flooring work for us, did a little countertop work for us as well. So, and now I've got to figure out what to do with my mom's house. She passed back in April, and a lot of flooring work needs to be done there. So I'm probably going to give our friends over at Ackles.
Sounds like another flip a little bit, huh?
I don't know what we're going to do yet. I got to go tomorrow and start getting it cleaned out and get everything out that shouldn't be in there. And then I don't know if we're going to try to get rid of it or rent it or what. So rental market in Bryant's pretty good.
You're going to get into the real estate business, huh?
You
are an agent, so you know the ins and outs of most of it.
Bunting, high snap. He did somehow give it to
That was their
Bledsoe.
last time out. They don't have any left. They're going to have to hurry if they got 10
They may
seconds.
not get it off.
Stay laying down. Yeah.
Hornets aren't going to get up. Good job. 5 seconds.
They're not going to get it.
No way.
No, they're not going to. That's halftime.
They don't have it spotted.
Yeah, that's halftime. Yeah, that's huge. And the snap helped. Now, they were back there, so I don't know that it mattered, but it definitely helped to get the defense back there in time to get them down. That's a huge, huge play right there. They wasted a couple timeouts early. They weren't able to have any there to call.
Yeah, you saw how pumped up Coach Maupin was as he went out and met his entire defense out on the field. And he also might be looking for Jake Hall right now. But
yeah, he's looking. See if he's going to go to him, if he sees him.
Let's see. I think we may get Coach here.
Yep, and I think Kristen's coming over there too.
Yeah, we will. We'll go down to.
All right, let's go.
We're going to go down to Jake Hall, Coach Maupin here before halftime.
All right, I'm here with Coach Maupin. Let's just start it off. Let's talk about the first half. What went right, what went wrong?
Yeah, I mean, biggest thing is we just got to execute better. You know, there's little things that we're doing. I thought we made so many great corrections off of last week. We're having new problems, but the old problems for last week have really improved. Couldn't say enough about Patrick Ward and Jordan Harris being physical, flat down the line, blowing up pullers, doing a great job. Jonathan Williams is playing a phenomenal half of football. Explosively on offense, love what Christian Jackson, new number, and Jackson Hampton are giving us. So really pleased with that. We got to finish drives offensively and defensively. Caught me with the buck sweep. Won't happen again.
And one last thing, I just wanted to highlight the physicality that we are seeing on the routes on the outside from both sides of the ball. Just maybe if you want to touch on that a little bit and how you can combat the physicality out there.
It's big boy football. It's big boy football. You strap them up, you come to play. We ain't in War Memorial for nothing.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining me, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Y'all be blessed. Love y'all.
All right,
Back
thanks,
to you,
Jake.
Steve.
Good job. Thanks, Coach Maupin, for joining us. That's going to do it for our first half. What a first half it's been. Patriots lead it 14-7. We'll be back here in just about 15 minutes for our second half on the Maumelle Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports.
Come see us today at American Pie Pizza. Enjoy our pizza by the slice daily from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Or catch one of our daily specials like $2 Tuesdays and get $2 off any large pizza. Are wings more your thing? Monday nights are Wingtastic Mondays. So get all the wings you can eat for just 69 cents a wing. And don't forget about the incredible cheese dip. Then to finish it all off, be sure to grab a Pizookie or one of our other amazing desserts. So head over to 9709 Maumelle Boulevard and let our friendly staff serve you today. Call ahead at 501-758-8800 or order online at www.ampiepizza.com. Live free and eat pizza at American Pie Pizza.
The wait is over. It's the grand opening at Akel's Flooring and Cabinets. Our brand new location on Rodney Parham means more space, more inventory, and more savings than ever before. Save up to 50% off store-wide on luxury vinyl, carpet, and now featuring our new line of all-wood cabinets. In stock and ready for immediate delivery. We'll even pay your sales tax, plus interest-free financing for 3 years. Akel's Flooring and Cabinets, where we make it beautiful for less.
My name is Brandon Aker. I'm the owner and pharmacist here at Aker Family Pharmacy in Maumelle. So here in our pharmacy, we like to focus on a hyper-personalized relationship with our patients, and that continues into our service sets. So we offer free delivery, curbside vaccinations, as well as custom compounded medications, including extended hours as well. I think you don't know the level of intimacy that you're going to get with your patients until you really get in it, and I can't imagine doing anything else.
Hello?
Hello, Roofers R Us.
Hello, your ad says same-day leak repair. I called yesterday and nobody has been out.
That was a typo in the ad. It was supposed to say someday roof repair. Who you think we are? PI Roofing?
If you have a leaky roof, you need it fixed right away. Call your roof leak detectives at PI Roofing and get the leak stopped right away. We're ready at a moment's notice all year long. Call 501-687-6246 for same-day roof repair from PI Roofing.
Hello?
Hello, Roofers R Us.
Hello, you're...
welcome to the field your 2025-2026 Parkview High School Liberty Bell. The Bells are under the direction of Mr. Nick Ford and Miss Regina Hampton. The Parkview High School Liberty Bell. To close out tonight's halftime performances, please welcome to the field Parkview High School's marching band, The Nation. Parkview halftime performance is sponsored by Hornets. The Nation is under the direction of Mr. Anthony White.
I am not. It's just, you're so fluid. Like, I can't keep up with how fluid you are. How much I'm doing this for? Like, I think you're doing it for 9 years. Not 9. Like, we mix, like, 3 or 4. Okay, so you've done it how many years? 3 days. I've been doing it 3 days. My sports is, like, since 2016. So I would expect you to be very professional, you know? So, it's not just. I'm really not special. It's not just sitting on the floor, but it's like if you come to work with me, it's going to be the exact same thing. You step in there and lie there. It's going to be the opposite. And I'm going to be the one doing the exact same thing. You got hit. It's wonderful. But this is like a legit on-the-job learning that has to be precise. What's the hot line down there? Yeah. Watch what you say. I'm not worried about you.
All right, welcome back to Maumelle Hornet Football on the Maumelle Sports Network. Brought to you by Natural State Sports. I'm Steve Henson along with Tyler Chenault. And we are just about ready for a second half, an extended halftime here as Patriots have made their way back out. Maumelle waiting to get back out, and Coach Maupin having a long conversation with our officials down there. But let me talk about our sponsors real quick before we get going. Our first down sponsor, Acre Family Pharmacy, Maumelle's only independently owned pharmacy dedicated to meeting the needs of others. 1900 Club Manor Drive, Suite 101, and they're not just a pharmacy. They also got a great little boutique there as well. So go get you some stuff from our friends over at Acre Pharmacy. Preferred Printing, got printing needs? Call our friend. He's down over here. His name's Jim Ashley at Preferred Printing. All types of business products, custom letterhead, flyers, business cards, and vinyl lettering. Oh, and banners as well, like the ones we'll have hanging in the stadium for the broadcast. Call Jim, and if you call him right now, we'll know. But 501-920-8407, or you can email him at preferredprinting@sbcglobal.net.
He's got the phone out.
He's ready. Of course, our friends at American Pie Pizza. Score a touchdown and head over to American Pie Pizza at 9709 Maumelle Boulevard. And by the way, if you can't make it out to the game and you want pizza, but you still want to watch the Hornets, you can watch it now at American Pie Pizza as well. Give them a call, 501-758-8800, or order online at AmericanPiePizza.net. Of course, our friends at Akel's Carpet, One Flooring and Home, our timeout and kickoff sponsors. And then our penalty flags, PI Roofing and Construction, your roof leak detective, but they do all kinds of stuff for your home. So give them a call, 501-707-3548, or just see what all they offer at piroofing.com. And of course, our friends over at Kids Being Kids Therapy, big smiles, great success, more confidence, and happy kids. 100 Commerce Drive in Maumelle, 501-803-9722, or visit them online at kidsbeingkidstherapy.com. All right, as we get ready for our second half, Tyler, I know you're perusing through the stats over there. What are your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, I'm just looking at a few things. I mean, the first thing that sticks out to you are just the difference in offensive yards. I mean, Maumelle 144, Parkview 241, so 97 more yards of offense for Parkview. But, you know, Maumelle's only down by 7 points. And really looking deeper into it, Levi Warrior's 4 for 10, so throwing the ball 10 times, he's completed 4 of them. But on that 4 for 10, 127 yards. He's got a pass of 64 yards. He's got a pass of 52 yards, and then a couple other smaller ones. So he's had 2 big throws that are really the majority of the offensive yards altogether. I mean, he's also your leading rusher, 4 for 20, and most of those are on scrambles that he had to get out of the pocket and just tuck it and go. So, you know, running the ball has definitely been a struggle. It's been some slow go, and if you can continue to get the passing game going, I know you're only completing 40%, but get some of those quicker passes, which that's what it was to Jackson, right? It was a little slant play that he just took to the house. So get those quicker ones, see if you can loosen that box up a little bit, and hopefully offensively get rolling a little bit more.
Hey, I got to say something. Gary Burton Jr. is in the chat.
That means we're big time.
What's up, Gary? I'm glad that since you only had one option this week, you chose us. Unlike last week where I saw on social media that you chose the Fearless broadcast, but I won't hold that against you. Mr. News guy, so it's okay.
But, you know, he is on our side also.
Yes, he is.
With the fact that we won that game.
Yes, he is, yeah.
He put out the end zone shot that everybody got passed around in the
with
group
his
chat.
helmet on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Love Gary Burton, great dude, and appreciate the support from our guy.
And
he's a Hornet from Oak Grove.
That's
an
right.
Old Oak Grove Hornet. That's big time. I know another guy that was an old Oak Grove Hornet. And one thing I want to touch on, I got a text. I actually got text from two people. My wife sent me one, which is good. We know she's watching. She didn't hear the birthday, but I can only tell her happy birthday once, so she missed it. Sorry, sweetheart. But then also Michael Atkinson, quarterback coach over at North Little Rock, he sent the same thing to me. So they looked it up as well as we were talking about the automatic first downs and all. It says typically it's granted for any roughing call. So roughing the kicker, roughing the passer. And I told him, I said, I don't know that that's how it was a few years ago. But he said he talked with an official last year before the game about the same thing. And he said any roughing call now is automatic. I don't know when that started.
Gotcha.
Okay, but at least within the last couple of years, because he said he had that conversation with an official last year at North Little Rock. So appreciate my wife for sending me that as well, and then Coach Atkinson as well over at North Little Rock, over with the other Bolding brother now.
Yeah, and boy, tough start for North Little Rock last week, but you know they're going to turn a corner, and it won't take long. And I know. I talked with Coach Bolding earlier before the season started, and we talked about kind of what he's got coming and And obviously some of the changes coming to North Little Rock as well. But
Getting an indoor.
man, it's going to be insane as well. But get ready for Akel's kickoff. But he said this year might be a little tough. He said, but I got guys coming. Guys are coming from. He's got a great group of freshmen and sophomores. So Akel's kickoff takes a funky
Weird.
bounce.
Just
Got to get on it. Still loose.
I think maybe they got it back, and I can't. That's Christian. That's Jumpman trying to recover. That took the weirdest bounce. It just died on him. He was waiting for it to bounce to him. But real quick before we get into it, that Rogers team is a completely different team than the Rogers of even like 4 or 5 years ago. The Rogers Mounties are a team that you can't mess with right now in 7A. They're one of the top. They're right up there with Fayetteville and Bentonville right now. So it's not like they played the Rogers that used to get beat every week by sportsmanship rule. They are a big time team up there in Northwest Arkansas too.
Looking at our comments, Gamer Boy says, looks like a tough game for Parkview. This isn't last year or
It's
the
a
last
different
3
team.
years. It's a different team. They're going to be in some dogfights this year. It will not be blowout city in the fourth quarter all year long. So Hornets on offense. There's that same pass. Hampton makes the catch. Acre Pharmacy first down to start the second half.
And the only difference there is the tackle is made as soon as he catches it. But it's almost the exact same concept and all. So they like Jackson right there. Just lining him up in the slot. Typically with those taller guys, you don't see them in the slot too much. But a big body guy being able to make some catches right there. Strong hands. Good play.
So first and 10. Jacob Henry in the backfield.
Okay. We don't have Wiley. You got to get a couple extra snaps back there. And it'll get Henry some touches, too. He's a guy you want to get the ball in his hands at least a few times a game.
They will fake it to him.
We
They
got him. Oh,
over the middle. Hampton makes the catch across midfield. Not who I thought he was going to.
Either.
But that's an Acre Pharmacy first down.
And Davian Jordan, who he thought he was going to. I don't know if he got clipped or something, but it seemed I don't know that anybody even hit him.
He's up.
Okay.
Hampton on the
Jackson
catch.
Hampton.
Yeah.
Yep, Jackson Hampton was the one that caught it.
Yeah, he immediately clutched it. His midsection.
Did he get kicked?
No, I don't.
Because I just lost mine. Okay, there we go. But it looked like maybe a guy jumped up for the ball and his foot may have come up.
So.
I couldn't see. I caught the very end of the replay over here on my feed. We'll see it here on this. We got the one that's coming behind us. I don't know.
I thought he was in the clear.
It didn't look like he was close. Not that he would have kicked him on purpose. He just jumped. But
up the middle. I think that's Henry.
It was. Yep. He went for a ride, but he got a few plays on it.
That was Henry. Give him 3 on the play. Second down and 7.
And you're also seeing J. Will in there at the sniffer position, too. Didn't see as much of him offensively. They're just kind of getting their guys in there, getting some guys some breaks. And then Davian Jordan went down, too, also last play. So, you had to get somebody in there at sniffer for him.
Keep an eye on that Jordan thing because I don't think he was touched. He may be.
No, he's still. No, I see him now.
They fake it, looking, wants Hampton. Hampton creates space. Off his fingertips as that one falls incomplete. Third down.
Davian Jordan's down there by the down marker. It looks like he's. I don't know. It's just something weird, but he's not getting checked out or anything. I think that's a 6.
That is. You're right.
Oh, I thought that hit Jackson right in the breadbasket, right on those hands. That just can't. Tough to locate it sometimes right there. We talked about it last week. That's one of the most difficult catches you're going to see in football that you see happen all the time, and guys make those catches, but it's not as easy as they make it look.
So Warrior on third down. Jordan back in. He's the motion man. Hand it away. Henry spins inside the 40. It'll be short of a first down. It'll be fourth and about 4.
Yeah, he gets you to a much manageable fourth down, though, right there. A good little 4-yard gain on the run play right there. It's 4-down territory, so you're going to see, can we just add a few yards to this to make it much more manageable whenever we do get a fourth down. That's one where I like the situational play calling. You've got 2 plays, so no need to step back and try and throw it to the sticks whenever you can just get a few and make it easier on yourself.
Christian Jackson comes off the field on this fourth down. It'll be Jordan, Isaac Warrior on the near side. Move Henry to the right. Warrior looking. And I was a little behind Warrior.
Yeah, and Henry might have been the better choice right there on that route as he broke out. But, yeah, threw it behind Isaac and just Parkview able to get their hand in there, break it up.
Yeah, you feel like that's one of those moments where Levi maybe locked into his little brother a little early and just missed it. Because I think you're right. I think if he goes to Henry, you've got the first down. So
Well, it's one of those where you either throw it sooner, as soon as they're crossing, and if you're not going to throw it, because if he throws it sooner, the coverage isn't as tight because they're trying to work through that pick play, if you will. That Jacob didn't hit anybody, so it wasn't illegal. But if you throw it quicker, you've got him early, or you can let it clear and then see where that D-back runs, and you should have hit Henry if you're going to throw it later.
they'll hand this one away. Crosby right side. He cuts in, and he'll fall forward. A gain of 4 on the play. It'll be second down for the Patriots.
Yeah, Bubba Johnson did pretty good out on the edge right there, making that running back make a decision. He finally decided to tuck it and get north, and he's able to get a few yards right there, but not a bad play in space by Bubba Johnson on a good back.
I think we had a pancake at some point. As
it looks that way, doesn't it?
Making me want to make a stop at IHOP on the way home.
Man, it's going to be too late for that.
Yeah, that offensive lineman is not. A little throw left side. Oh, tough tackle attempt. Gillespie going to try to pull him down. And they will finally drag him down in the red zone all the way down to the 17. An Acre Pharmacy first down for the Patriots.
Yeah, I think it was a half tackle attempt and a half. I tripped and fell right there. We'll see.
He dove way early.
He dove. It looked like as he dove, though, his foot slipped, too.
Yeah, that's one of those you want to see him just make contact, wrap up, and not try to make that dive at the ankles.
Yeah,
tackle.
especially when he has his back to you. He has no momentum going forward, so really hitting his legs isn't going to hurt him a whole lot. You just want to wrap him up, and if anything, hold on till you get some help.
Big play for Conway and the Patriots here as they'll fake it. That's Thompson, had him, and incomplete as they brought the number 2 quarterback in, and this time he threw it.
I got real confused for a second because you said Conway, and I was like, hold on. What?
As I was saying it, I knew it was going to mess you up.
I mean, being an old teacher over there, just a teacher for the Wampus Cats, but it definitely threw me for a loop. I was like, hold on. I don't know that they're playing right now, and did Steve just – I don't know. What happened to him?
It's kind of like when I called a Senators touchdown in the middle of a Wise Guys game.
That definitely threw others for a loop as well.
Fake it. Bentner's they go back to Bunning. Boy, good job finding the blocks. That'll be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down as he's down to the 6-yard line. First and goal, Patriots.
Yeah, set up the screenplay, little tunnel screen right there for the receiver out there. His offensive lineman had just enough time to get out there, and he was able to get underneath them. First down.
It was Chris Ross, I believe, on the reception. It was. And they're going to go back to Thompson, it looks like. Montrell Thompson back on as quarterback here in the goal-to-go situation for the Patriots.
And he's a guy we said you expect to see some run, but he did just rear back and throw it last time he was out there.
They will hand it away. Hornets all over him in the backfield as number 30, Patrick Ward, with the play in the backfield.
Called his name for a couple big plays so far tonight. That's big. And also credit, I think it was Bubba, maybe Jacob Henry. I'll watch again. Whoever was coming off the edge on the opposite side right there did really good to pause and make sure that Thompson didn't pull that and roll out. So he was making sure he's doing his job on the backside there.
It was Jacob.
Yeah.
Now the rotating quarterback situation for the Patriots is now Bunting back on in a more obvious passing situation. They move Conway to the slot. Ross will be the motion man. They'll pitch it to him. Trying to run him down. Henry couldn't get there. Good blocks to the edge. Give him 6. Patriots add to their lead. It's 20-7 with 7:13 to go in the third.
Man, and Davian Jordan, he diagnosed that from the start. He got running. He just didn't have the speed to get out there, and they just outran him to the edge. But he sees it pretty quick. Maybe got a little too deep right there running for it, but he gets on his horse and just not able to catch him. And then he gets knocked off by Jordan Harris getting blocked. But Jordan Harris, it didn't affect Davian anyway. Unfortunately, the back was past him by that point.
So the Patriots line up for a Kids Being Kids Therapy extra point. Good snap, and kick is up and good. And
3 for 3, and they gotten better and better.
Yeah, with 7:13 to go in the third. Patriots lead this one 21-7.
I got to go out there. Got to have a good possession offensively right here to get you back within that one possession game for sure.
Yeah, you were moving it on that last possession, a good drive that stalled out, and so ended on a 4th down. We'll see what the offense can do here. Again, we've seen some flashes at times. And you remember last year, the first matchup, it was a 9-0 game in that game early. They gave another field goals to the first half, and you were feeling pretty good. And so, again, this year, same thing. You go into the break, down just a touchdown, really feeling like you could have at least had it tied, maybe even taken the lead. And so now the Patriots come out after they hold you on your opening drive of the second half, and they march right down the field and score. So see what the offense can do here.
Yeah, and you could tell Coach Maupin, he was proud of his guys going into halftime. Whenever he talked to Jake, and there's a few things that he knows that they needed to fix, they needed to work on. So talked about that. Now he hopes they just happen.
So our Ackles kickoff, Jackson scoops it up across the 20, 25. Oh boy, if he can get that edge, and they will shove him out of bounds at around the 38-yard line. So good field position here for the Hornets.
Yeah, he had a block right there. I think it was 20, maybe. Winchell Wiggins had a chance to block that guy, and he slowed him down almost enough to let Jumpman get that edge, and it just didn't get enough on him to seal it for him to get out there. But I think that's who it was that was trying to block that guy.
And you got to believe we've not seen much out of Jackson tonight. You know, they switched up the number. Surely that wasn't to hide him out there, because you know Coach Bolding would have found him quickly. But obviously after the game he had against Sylvan Hills last week, more of a focal point probably for this Patriot defense. But this would be a great time for them to get Jumpman going here on this possession.
You know, he's had our biggest catch in the air. You know, Jackson had the biggest after the run, but he's caught the longest in-air pass. Looking for him.
Looking. Oh, man. Oh, he had Hampton, but a little too wide on the pass. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, and that was a good little route combination right there. They ran off the safety with Jackson that we just talked about, and then with Jumpman, they got 2 Jacksons out there. They're just different first and last names. But then Hampton runs underneath and just didn't put the ball in the right spot, what made it a difficult pass for Hampton to try and bring down.
Get the play call in here from Coach Burcham. Some last-second instruction as now they'll get everybody set. Hampton will be your receiver here to the near side. Warrior, Jumpman, and not sure who else is over there on the far side. Warrior in trouble, looking for Henry, makes the catch, and he'll be drug out of bounds. Actually, he drug his man out of bounds. That'll bring up a 3rd down and manageable.
It's pretty good coverage by Parsons out there. They're trying to sneak Jacob out on a wheel route, and Parsons does well to read it pretty quick. And then
Ad says same day.
Behind him, because he sees that, hopefully, I'm going to give him credit for this, sees that Parsons is over the top. I'm going to throw it behind him, give him a chance to come back and get it so he can do something with it, and he does just that to make it a 3rd and 4, which is much better than where they were at before that.
Yeah, and give Levi a lot of credit there, too, as he had some pressure bearing down on him on that play and still found Jacob. So 3rd and 5. Warrior keeps it. Boy, Parkview all over that one as he will be dumped. And it'll be 4th and 4. 4th and 3.
Gave him a yard on it. Gave him a yard. It's another one where you knew you had 2 downs because they immediately started calling a play right there. Down 2 possessions. We're going to trust our offense, give them another chance at 4th down. They should have had it last time. It was just a little late on the ball.
I'm trying to get him to jump. Yeah, man. Warrior.
Got ourselves to jump.
Warrior jumped, yep. And I hear him yelling punt. So that'll bring the punt team out.
And that's the worst one. As a receiver, you can't jump. You shouldn't even be listening. You're just looking in there at the ball. Like, there's no reason for you to even get a quick start out there.
Well, it's obvious this isn't the officials from the Sylvan Hills game because they didn't call that at all.
There were a couple of those missed, huh?
Matter of fact, there was a touchdown run by Hampton around the goal line that even Jay Burr called and said, oh, I think we just got away with a false start as the running back took off early. So Warrior in to punt this one away. I believe that is Ross, and I can't say, oh, boy. Dribbled it back there.
Played shortstop there.
Line drive kick caught on the sideline by Hornet coach.
I think probably that was maybe a little bit due to the poor snap. He thought maybe he had to get rid of it. Parkview wasn't sending anybody. He had time to kind of set up and punt it. Just make sure you kind of got to understand the situation. They're not sending anybody at me. Let me make sure I get my grip and I get a good kick right here.
Jake Hall got something for us down on the sideline. Let's head down to Jake.
Hey there, guys. I think it's pretty obvious that coming in the second half that the Patriots are really trying to stretch out this defense, especially in the run game, really going side to side, touching sideline to sideline, as you saw in their last touchdown. And that was something Coach Maupin was really getting into his Hornets defense about, is you've got to run with them too, all the way to the sideline. You can't get caught on the edge. You have to be the one to set the edge, and hopefully that sticks with them right here.
Thanks, Jake. And so Bunting out, as he will look to throw.
They about killed each other.
Yeah, they did. He wanted Fulks and Henry, and was that 12 or Darius Glover were in the neighborhood.
Gillespie was the other
Gillespie,
one.
sorry.
He came up a little limp. He did catch. Glover came on after Gillespie was limp a little bit after that one. That's a good point by Jake. You know, we know Parkview, obviously they lost some of their big names, but they're still a team that's going to have a ton of speed. Mm-hmm. So they're going to try and spread you out, make you play sideline to sideline, and hopefully outrun you to some spots.
So Bunting, this time they'll hand it away. And good push by this offensive line for the Patriots. That'll be a gain of about 6 for Crosby. Going to bring up a third down. Let's call it 5.
And that's a formation that, you know, they've got some numbers on the right side over there with a tight end and a sniffer, and they've still got a gap. It looks a little bit better. Our D tackle, it looked like he was a little too far to the right last time, and now he scooted himself back over closer to that overloaded side.
Bunting got his man, got to make a tackle. Oh, what a move. Left him shoeless at midfield. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown, Patriots, as they add to their lead here in the third.
Yeah, and everybody talks about breaking down to make a tackle, but as soon as you break down and you slow yourself down a little bit, you give that guy time to go make a move. You want to break down and be ready to move, but you don't want to slow down your pursuit right there. You want to keep moving towards him, because as soon as you slow down, that's a window for guys like that to just make a move, put one step, and kind of get outside of it. You got to keep your momentum going forward while getting a good base to make a tackle. But slowing down and just kind of waiting for them, something you got to get out of your system.
As we await our Kids Being Kids therapy extra point. Good snap, and one somehow sneaks through the uprights. And so with 4:50 to go in the third quarter, Parkview stretches the lead out 28-7.
So, I mean, we said it last time, we're going to say it again, but it's getting more and more important that you do something offensively right here. You don't want it to start working towards what it looked like last year after a pretty close first half, and then they just start to run away with it. You've got to make sure that you do something right here. Got to find something that's working. And it just hadn't been a whole lot yet this half.
You know, that takes me back to the conversation we had with Coach Maupin in our pregame swarm and talking about seeing this team finish. And we got to see it last week, you know, in a situation where, you know, obviously we didn't get the 2-point, arguably, but you kept seeing this team fight, And you know, I mentioned it during the pregame swarm, and of course I said it in the playoff game against Parkview. You felt, you know, there were some moments where that game just got embarrassing, and by embarrassing, it was an effort thing. You saw the team kind of let go of the rope, and Coach Maupin kind of touched on that during our pregame show as our Ackles kickoff. Oh, boy, it takes a tough bounce, but Jackson picks it up, spins around, looking for room, trying to get the corner. He's got it across the 45, across midfield into Parkview territory. Great field position for the Hornets.
That kind of return definitely helps your offense, helps to get a little bit of stuff moving your way. So hopefully that allows them to keep a hold of that rope, as you were kind of talking about. Move the ball right here. You don't have to travel near as far to get some points on the board this time.
And that's where I was going with that, is obviously you don't want to see this team let go of the rope. And you hope as a coach, we talked about, you know, learning a measuring stick, figuring out what your team is about during non-conference. This is important because you're going to get in some dogfights throughout the season. And if you want to win the 5A Central, you better figure out a way to finish football games. And so here's a prime opportunity for the Hornets. Warrior looking, steps up into the pocket, got hit from behind. Oh, man. Had him, just couldn't get it to him as he had Jumpman down there. But
yeah, if he has just a moment more, he's gonna hit Jumpman right there. Just doesn't have enough time, had too much in his face, tried to get out of there. And he gave himself a little bit of time with his feet, just a half a second too late being able to get the ball going.
$17 to snap it as make some adjustments. Christian Jackson, CJ on the far side along with Warrior. Jackson Hampton here on the near side. Levi drops, wanted the screen.
They
It was
read that
defended
one.
perfectly.
Yep. Just
Warrior
go,
steps up, pitches. Oh my gosh, what a hit. As Henry paid for catching that one. About a yard on the play, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Jay, I mean, they were trying to hit Henry on the screenplay, which you said, I think it was 44 for the Patriots. Let's see. Caleb Williams did really good. He read it as soon as that ball was snapped. Levi does just getting out of there because there's going to be guys in his face. Pitches it to Jacob, but it was just too late right there, and you had guys coming down. Landon Adams, 13, laid the hit right there. Yep.
Appreciate the kind words, King Jeffy Joe. I guess that's how you say that. Now Levi drops, looking, throwing, right side, too tall for the tall Jackson Hampton. Ooh, Hampton. Oh, man. Oh, I hope he didn't get that finger again. Hampton is hurt on the sideline. Oh, boy.
Because that cast is off. They got it taped up, but.
Yeah, and you could immediately, I can hear him all the way up here. And let's see.
Is it a hand? Is he going down to that hand?
Trying to watch Band-Aid work here. We've actually got a pretty good view.
He's leaving it sitting there.
It's got to be what it is. Oh, hate that for Jackson. So now Warrior drops. Oh, pressure right up the middle. They go deep. Jump man there. And out jumped on this one. Intercepted by the Patriots at the 6. It'll be 1st down, Parkview after the turnover.
And you hate it for Levi and you hate it for Christian because he's going to come open. And if Levi has a chance to step into that one and throw it, I think he's going to lead him enough and he's able to go get it. And it doesn't become a jump ball because he's in a good spot. But he has pressure in his face from the start, and he just has to kind of get rid of it without being able to step into it. And he's not able to get enough on it.
Ball intercepted by number 27, Torrey Enlow Moore. He did a great job going up for that one. Right now, Hornets got to regroup, and offensive line got to figure out a way to slow down this pass rush of the Patriots as they have been all over Levi really since the first snap.
Yeah, that's absolutely your biggest point of emphasis offensively right now is getting the offensive line on the same page and being able to get some of these guys up front blocked.
Now from the 6, they hand it away, looking for room, and Gillespie stood him up. Now some help from his teammates. They blow the whistle. This is not going to make the Patriot fans happy.
Yeah. Oh, they had
What is going on in their stands over there? Like there are people scattering.
It doesn't look good.
Now, what is happening?
And there's people were scattering, and now they're all gathering in the same spot.
Are they trying to chase him down the sideline? I don't from about 50 rows up in the stands. I'm not sure what is going on.
You got officers moving up there now to go and see if they can figure out what's going on. And then now you got people running away as the officers are coming up there, so that's not ever great.
That is a mess over there right now. Let's get back to football as Bunting hands it away and looking for space. He's stacked up across the 20. That'll be enough for an Acre Pharmacy 1st down for the Patriots.
Yeah, good tackle right there. And we didn't even get to mention it, but it was a pretty good play on the edge out there to get him wrapped up and get him taken down. Well, not taken down, but at least moving backwards so that they would blow the whistle to stop it.
Hornets need a stop here as we're late in the 3rd, 2.5 to go. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody watching. Now over 400. You guys, please hit that subscribe button. I mean, you know we're going to have Parkview basketball on the network here in a few months. Hand it away. Hornets in the backfield on this one. Great job.
Trying to see who that was. Was it Jacob or? Yep, it was Jacob. Now he said, "You got to give me a second on the shoulder. You got to help me out. I need to play." But a big tackle right there by him.
Bubba Johnson out on the field. Now, one good thing, at least so far, Band-Aid is not working on Jackson. He's over here. He just sat down on the bench just below us. So.
He looked at him for a little bit, but even after that possession, after that interception, Jackson was kind of by him. Like Band-Aid wasn't with him anymore, so hopefully a good sign.
Band-Aid's got to go have the chat with Jacob Henry for a moment.
Yep.
Cross the motion. They'll pitch it to him. He scored on this early. They will not
Jordan.
this time. Jordan Harris ready for it as the Sandman throws him down inside the 15-yard line. They'll mark it at the 15.
Yeah. He took care of that one that time. He said, we're going to shut this one down real quick this time and not have to worry about you getting out on the edge.
So 1:10 to go in the third. You see the replay here. Great play by Harris.
He just blew by that tackle 75 for the Patriots.
That's a former Hornet.
Worsham?
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan said, you should have stayed over here, buddy. That wouldn't have happened.
Now Bunting looking. Pressure up the middle. He escapes it.
There you come down,
Wants
Bubba.
to
You
run.
got him.
Johnson
There you
wraps
go,
him
Bubba.
up, and they'll take him down just shy of the 20-yard line and bring up a fourth down and about 13 for the Patriots.
Great. Had good pass rush right there. Jordan was coming from the other side. Was it Davian that was coming from the right side first? But Bubba Johnson does a good job staying in his area, keeping his eyes on the quarterback to make sure if he goes, he can come down and he makes a good play. Good tackle in space, brings up 4th and long.
Pretty sure that was Leighton Lauderdale who had the pressure up the middle.
Okay. I don't even know what number that is.
55.
Okay. Didn't see that one.
Punt team makes their way out, and that'll do it for our third quarter of play. And after 3, Parkview leads this one 28-7 as they dominate the third quarter. And Tyler, it may be obvious, what are some of the changes we need to see out of this offense to get things going in the fourth and make a comeback here?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you already alluded to it, and I think everybody watching knows you've got to figure something out up front on the offensive line. I mean, if you can't do anything up front, you can't do anything. You're not running the ball, and we hadn't been able to run the ball all game. But Levi has stood in there and he's taken hits and he's made some really good throws. But you can only do that so many times. He's got to have time to stand back there at least a half second longer. Half of these times he's gotten hit, if he had a half second longer, he's probably completing that pass because he's right there and he's making time for himself a little bit just to be able to get it away. But you've got to figure out how to figure out what they're doing to you up front, get some hands on those guys, and protect your quarterback so that he can try and go to work.
Yeah, and it's when you coming into the season, obviously we talked about the running back room and how much depth there was there. And we knew, we had some pieces at wide receiver, but I think one of the pieces that we really thought would be a strength of this team, and not that it can't be, there's still a lot of football left to play, but sometimes the offensive line, the trenches are the hardest spot to get everybody in a cohesive unit to work together and do what you're supposed to do. I don't think you recognize just how much communication and how many things you have to pick up and understand, and then you throw in the fact that you had a Sylvan Hills team you didn't know a whole lot about in terms of what they were going to do, and now you change that up this week with obviously Bobby took care of the defense last year for Parkview, so not a whole lot changes there. But, those are some big pieces, and so hopefully this offensive line gets it going, and hopefully it's this possession. Jackson gets away from it. It's going to take a Parkview bounce inside the 35, and they try to fan it. And
It's stopped. You should blow the whistle. Once it's not moving anymore, you don't have to wait for him to touch it. You can stop it right there.
He's going to try to get all he could, plus a few extra seconds off the clock.
And nothing for the Parkview. You're doing exactly. Just look at it. If he's going to let you keep running clock, keep running clock. But once that ball is no longer moving, you can blow it dead right there. But yeah, you talked about it, offensive line, and it's one of the most difficult positions because first off, it's the biggest position, not in terms of size of the players, but the number of players. You have 5 different guys on there that have to work together, and sometimes you get that in the defensive backfield whenever you come out and kind of like your nickel coverages and all. But that's typically it's the only one that there's always 5 of those guys on the field working together.
So Warrior fakes it to Bubba, looking, batted down, and be honest, it may not be the worst thing that it was batted down because there was a couple of red jerseys between Levi and his intended receiver, and it might have had pick 6 written all over it.
Yeah, that's one I don't. we've seen him roll out so many times to his bad direction where he's got to flip his hips and turn around to get that ball thrown out. I don't understand, and it happens at every level, but I would anticipate you would see them roll them out to their good side more so they don't have to flip their hips and they can just let it fly.
I think Chris Edwards was eyeing a pick six there on that play. He was ready for it. See it here, knocked away, but Edwards was between him and it's actually number 9. Trey Baker was the intended receiver. So 2nd and 10. And delay game.
It's not going to help. Now you put yourself behind the sticks because we couldn't snap the ball soon enough.
PI roofing penalty. Back things up. A reminder to go see our friends at American Pop Pizza, best pizza in Central Arkansas, 9709 Maumelle Boulevard. Give them a call, 501-758-8800, or visit them online at AmericanPopPizza.net. Had lunch there, my spicy chicken cheese dip that's waiting in my fridge at home. Warrior, play fake, looking. Oh, nice. Oh, jump in. I thought he was making a good adjustment on that ball as he cut inside, but that one falls incomplete.
He adjusted the wrong way, and I don't know that he never really found the ball. I guess he expected it to come that way, maybe with how the coverage was playing it. But yeah, definitely cut the wrong way, but it was just a little bit of a guessing game right there until he found it.
Kutoff was in at running back on that play. He's off the field. Bubba Johnson back in at running back. Hampton is back on the field as he's on the far side. Jackson, Jordan, and Warrior here on the near side. 3rd down, 15. 9 to snap it. And now they get everybody lined up.
Who's on the line right there?
Oof. Oh, man, he wanted Jackson. I wasn't real sure who
Did he want
wanted.
Jackson?
I don't know. Jordan is who I thought it was intended for.
I don't either. Davian, he definitely went up for it and almost got a hand on it, but Jackson was the one that had the biggest chance of catching it, but it was underthrown for him.
I'm not sure. I mean, the right decision was Jackson on the play.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The punt team out as Warrior will punt this one away.
Definitely don't want to put your defense in a position inside the 30 already with it being 4th and 15.
Well, Jackson had a better shot at that than I thought he did. That ball, he had it in his hands. Tough break there. So Enlow, Moore, and Ross back to return, and a PI roofing penalty before we can punt it away. As the Parkview band gets louder. I thought there was a rule against
playing during
play.
Once they were set and ready to go.
The old cowbell rule at Mississippi State. They sort of kind of follow it.
Yeah, well.
But as Andy Gates will attest, that will drive you absolutely bonkers.
We went to one a few years ago, I guess, when we played at Mississippi State. We went to that game, and it was interesting. I liked the history behind them. You had kids that had these old cowbells that had stickers and stuff all over them that you could tell were handed down. So, I can appreciate the nostalgia that goes along with it.
We did learn they are handed down. Andy tried everything to get a cowbell and could not get one. I had a girl ask me how married I was. Former very.
Is there different levels?
Balls off of Ross, but he picks it up, and he'll be taken down at the 47. She thought there were different
I didn't know there were levels of being married. I thought you were married or you're not married.
She said, just how married are you? I said, very. And then she disappeared for like the next 3 quarters. She had enjoyed a few of the great beverages in Starkville.
Didn't give her the answer she wanted.
No. I mean, her friends couldn't find her either. Like, they had to hunt her down. She found somebody that was not apparently married enough.
They either weren't married or they weren't married very much.
And I got a break here, is an extended break. So hey, let's go down to Jake Hall real quick. And Jake, just curious, right? We talked with Coach about finishing, and we want to see that. But I'm curious what the kind of the attitude is on that sideline right now.
It's been a tough start to this second half. Well, I guess it's not the start as we're in the fourth quarter, but there's been a lot of just little mental mistakes. Tackling has been a struggle
speaking
for
right
this
on
Hornet
cue,
team.
Right on cue is tackling a struggle on that one. Give him 6. Touchdown Patriots as they find Kyron Marshall in a pretty pathetic tackling attempt right out over the middle of the field. And touchdown Patriots.
Yeah,
we're still with you, Jake.
That's just bad luck right there. They've had a tough time tackling on the outside, and that has led to now 2 big scores. But I think I've been really impressed with this coaching staff. They come to the sideline, and each moment is a teaching moment. They come over here, tell them where they went wrong and how things can get fixed. And I have a lot of faith that this team is going to improve throughout the year.
All right, appreciate it, Jake. As Patriots extend the lead as we await our Kids Being Kids Therapy extra point. That one is up, and he remains perfect on the evening. 35-7 Patriots as we await our Ackles kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, he had all the time in the world back there. He didn't get any pressure on him, and he really only looked like he just had a couple routes that he was watching, and he was just waiting for that one route to come open, and you didn't get any help underneath from your linebackers underneath that route, and then safety comes up and just kind of puts hands on the shoulders, and that's about all she wrote.
Hey, I do want to see, the Parkview fans are having fun in the comments right now, rightfully so. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast, and hey, listen, we've been talking with our friends at Parkview and been heavily involved with Coach Randall, the athletic director. So, hey, lean on him. And if you guys would like us to build a network there and finish things off at Parkview with we've got the Patriot Sports Network. We just we got to add some sports to it. So you guys keep pushing on it. Now look, there's a funding piece to these things. So you might have to put your money where your mouth is, but. Hey, we'd love to build this out in Parkview as well. It's our Ackles kickoff, sky kick. Oh my gosh, nearly tackled by his own man is number 32. That's Bryce Mooney, who had such a big game last week. He got blocked right into the ball carrier, Jaden Baker.
And that's another one of those teaching moments like Jake was talking about. You got to, if you're not going to catch the ball, you got to go find somebody to block. Don't watch the other guy catch it. You go block and give him a little bit of time because you're not going to have much blocking that fits up whenever you're kicking a little the sky kick to your up back. But you got to go block somebody. Don't just watch him catch it.
It's a Hornet offense and held in check. Touchdown pass to Hampton. Warrior, they'll hand it away. And that was Kutoff on the carry.
And that's about, a yard a cat's about what we've been at anytime we try and hand the ball off.
So 2nd down and 9 after a gain of 1 on that play. No safeties back for Parkview. Over the middle, Hampton makes the catch, and he is going to be right at the sticks. A generous spot at the 45 will be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down.
Good to see him back in there making catches, though, after the scare. And I don't know if it was that pinky again when he went down. You couldn't really tell, but it definitely was something he was very uncomfortable from the moment he hit the ground. You could tell.
Yeah, you could hear it all the way up here through our headsets. Probably came across on the broadcast a little bit.
And now he's limping. Kind of looks like a cramp limp.
Humidity back. And this one away. Boy, Parkview all over that one in the backfield as he'll be dropped for a 3-yard loss.
And they're just, offensive line's not getting a chance. And that's Clinty kind of got rolled up a little bit right there. And as he got hit low.
Let's see. I think it was Kutoff, but yeah, it was Kutoff too.
But there's no room to run the ball right now. You're not getting any movement up front. Their defensive line has definitely been dominant today, and the battle in the trenches typically wins the game one way or the other, and lost that battle definitely offensively. We've went back and forth with them defensively.
And it's much like last week. Big plays have been the difference. And, boy, all over them in the backfield again as they'll lose another yard back to the 41. And they'll bring up 3rd down and 14.
giving Bubba the carry on that one. But that's just, you got penetration as soon as that ball is snapped, and there's nothing you can do as a ball carrier whenever you got guys in your face as soon as you get it.
They will spot this at the 42. So 3rd and 13. Bubba to the right side. Fake it to him. Warrior, good pocket this time. Hampton couldn't bring it in. That one bounced off his hands, incomplete. And Hampton still down at the 34-yard line.
They're been out of his hands.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I don't know exactly what happened on that one.
Turnover on downs, but Hampton has not moved from that position. Band-Aid out there to check on him. Man, you got to hope. Whatever, it's almost like he's favoring whatever it was earlier.
Yeah, same thing. He laid down. He fell down and didn't get up too fast earlier.
Trying to get a look.
Let's see what he's going to.
Looks like the hand again.
Yeah, he's down there doing something to it. That left hand.
Man. And you hope, obviously, for Hampton's sake, that's just, get that cast off and you take some hits to it the first few times. It just doesn't feel good. You hope it's something as simple as that, obviously, nothing more significant. Now they may be working on a cramp, too. No, never mind. Going to help him up.
He was walking earlier like he was trying to cramp, but.
Holding that arm down. Let's hope Jackson's okay. Again, you hate it for guys that, obviously, at least for a while here, and every little hit and bump will just continue to aggravate that until it's fully healed. And so if that's what it is, you hope that he can continue to move forward. Obviously you get next week against Valonia and then a bye week, so things get a little easier, I should say. We'll see how Sylvan Hills handles Valonia tomorrow night, but
give you a little idea.
PI roofing penalty here. I think a formation issue for the Hornets. That one goes out of bounds at the 29, but we'll await our PI roofing penalty call. Yeah, it's funny. I don't even know if I should tell this story.
Yeah, why
but
not?
I will anyway. But, reaching out in preparation for this week for all of our schools, I'd reached out to the athletic director out at Valonia. And I asked him, I said, we good to set up our Sylvan Hills crew? And he said, look, I'm just going to tell you like I told your athletic director. He said, we're going to try to play everybody. So we know it's rebuild mode. We know it's going to get ugly tomorrow night or this week. But just know we really would like to try to play everybody this week. It's like,
that's fine with me. Do what you got to do.
Not sure Coach Ashcraft would feel great about that message being relayed. But
no coach is ever in rebuild mode.
After the PI roofing penalty.
Gonna make him kick it again. Illegal shift is what they ended up calling.
What was the penalty?
Illegal shift. It's weird, though, that we didn't have anything marked off. We're just kicking it again. Like, should they not back it up 5 yards?
Now they are.
Okay. Our officials have been in struggle mode tonight.
We're going to call a penalty. We're going to make them re-kick it, but we're going to leave the ball where it was.
Yeah, you got to watch Jim Ashley over there. Love Jim. Back when we first started doing this at Maumelle basketball season, we were Andy and I were on the officials pretty good. And Jim actually reached out to us, and he was like, hey, it's like, I can come on and help you out with the rules of basketball if you'd like. I was
because you're wrong.
Yeah. And so that first year was great as this punt bounces out of bounds. And it'll be Patriot ball at the 33-yard line. But so that first year, Jim came in, and he was the voice of reason for that entire broadcast. Because Andy and I were just fans screaming at the court. And
aren't you still that?
Most of the time, yeah. But by year 2, we were having to hold Jim back a little bit from the officials as he was getting a little frustrated with what he saw. And
he saw an obvious step back from year 1 to year 2.
to the point that only time I've ever seen one of our commentators with a headset on get up, walk onto the court during a break, and give an official a pep talk. It was awesome. And not get teed up. He was just like, yeah, you're right.
Well, when you're speaking truth to them.
So Patriot football at the 33 is Bunting, or no, that's Thompson in there. He kept it. Thompson looking for space. Looks like Coach Bolding has decided to go to the subs here. As I've got the backup running back in right now.
Yeah, he's still got a bunch of. He's still got Ross is still in there. Conway's still in there. Marshall, those are all you guys that started out on the edges.
Giving Thompson some run here. As I see Bunting's on the sideline without a helmet. He's in his hand, but he don't look like he's coming in anytime soon.
He's not planning on it, that's for sure.
This one they do hand away. Bledsoe breaks the tackle.
Blocking the back.
Crosses the field. Now has some space. He's got an Acre Pharmacy first down. Jordan only pulls him down across midfield into Hornet territory at the 47-yard line.
You had Bills chasing after that cutback, and even though he didn't get pushed too hard, he went to turn to make the tackle, and he gets shoved off in the back that they didn't really call there in the middle of all that scrum.
Tell you what, is it 75? Yeah, 75. Worsham. Fortunate he didn't get called for a flag there. As kind of had one of them blindside blocks from the backside.
Yeah.
Now Bunting back on the field.
Put that helmet back on.
Wouldn't be surprised to see them take a shot here. Put it away. Get mercy rule.
Oh, yeah, get the sportsmanship rule.
Oh, sorry, sportsmanship rule. They'll hand this one away. They don't need to take a shot. Big hole for Bledsoe as he keeps the feet churning down to the 34-yard line. Another Acre Pharmacy first down for the Patriots.
Splitting defenders and breaking tackles.
I tell you, though, I don't know that you could call up a more quote-unquote disrespectful way to hit the sportsmanship rule than what Robinson did last week. To put Dominio Patterson, a defensive / offensive lineman, in at roughly the 30 and hand it to him, and he literally trucked the entire PA defense to the end zone for a touchdown that put him up and gave him that sportsmanship rule victory.
Well, I don't know that they didn't put him in there to rush for 30 yards and get it all to the end zone, I don't figure.
I want to clarify. That's not like a bash on Coach Up. I'm just from my perspective, when you see that,
just to get there that way.
Could you draw up a more disrespectful way to get there? Like, just I'm going to, especially with the history of how bad PA has beat Robinson over the years, and to see it happen like it did last week, it was fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to say it now that PA Live's on our network, but
maybe a more disheartening way to get it.
Maybe that's the best way to put it.
To have an offensive lineman put you in the sportsmanship role. A little flinch up front by Parkview, it looks like.
PI roofing penalty. I'll tell you what, though. I know Kyle mentioned it on the broadcast on PA Live last week, but Dominio Patterson, what a dude. I mean, we had him at media days and was talking about how, he's headed to Tulsa. He's committed to Tulsa, and he's, first member of his family to go to college, and just an absolutely fantastic kid. So, I love Patterson in that moment.
You love to see those kids moving on to the next level, and that's kind of what y'all were all about whenever you started everything, just making sure these kids get their names out there and they get some more recognition.
You see, we try, obviously we're no Brian Maupin down there, calling every coach around the country to get his guys, but we try to get as much out as we can. Boy, a lot of room to run here. 10-5, dragging Hornets to the 3-yard line as Dak Crosby just about the exclamation point on this one with 5:22 to play. First and goal, Patriots.
Yeah, and Coach Maupin won't be super excited to see it, but that defense starting to look a little bit differently. They're not They're not moving as fast as they were moving in the first half, and all giving up a little bit more than they would have before we got to where we are on the scoreboard. Time to call your ride, students.
And whistles, another PI roofing offside.
Offside, probably on your. I wonder if it was on your corner out here. He wanted to call a false start.
Yeah, he did.
It would have been okay if he did call it. It's just you just see a big difference. But I mean, in the offense this week, and it all comes down to, we already talked about it. I mean, that offensive line, if you can't hold up front, you can't do anything offensively. Now the defense has kind of let go of the rope, if you will.
Low snap. Letting go. Oh, boy. It
Almost.
will drag him down. Thought he was going to pull him into the end zone, but
55, maybe your first one there.
Lauderdale. Again.
Or 65, maybe Bills. Looks like it may have been 65.
Yeah.
Something with the 5 in it.
They just do get the play clock reset now. Yeah. Now they're going to let this clock run down.
Take as many seconds as they can off.
As we're down to 4:35 to play. No motion Conway this time. Bunting hands it away. Just strolls into the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown. Marcus Barnes for the Patriots. And just like that, it is 41-7 Parkview.
And Jeremiah Conway right there just took a guy for a ride to the back of the end zone and just cleared that, graded that road straight to the end zone for him.
And listen, if you're looking for a place, if you can't find a ticket to sold-out War Memorial Stadium on Saturday and you're looking for a place to go watch the Razorback game, why don't you go join our friends at American Pie Pizza, 9709 Maumelle Boulevard. As our Kids Being Kids Therapy Extra Point is up and good. But they'll have you taken care of, whether it's wings, sandwiches, the spicy chicken cheese dip, still my favorite. Chicken bacon ranch pizza, also way up there on the list. But this is our friends for the best pizza in Central Arkansas at American Pie Pizza, 501-758-8800 or AmericanPiePizza.net.
Speaking of sold-out Razorback game, when are we going to start getting college media credentials?
We're working on it. I mean, kind of hard to do. Although I'd say we got to be pretty darn close in terms of what the university would require. But
I mean, I can write an article once a week if I need to about them
Kyle.
to get. Yeah. I mean, there you go. Yeah. Why can't just tie us in with Hogbeat, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I don't understand why we couldn't do that.
There's already talks of another merger in the works, so might as well just put that merger in there too.
Come on, and then you can give me some media tickets for the Razorback games.
Returnable on our Ackles kickoff. Trying to get around the right side. Nothing there for Jaden Baker.
We can put me, you, and Kyle on a podcast or something, and then
And then we have to do the podcast on site. Like for.
I'm just saying, media passes would be nice.
That's what I'm saying. We get the pass to go do it.
That's the point.
Pull the DJ Williams card and.
Isn't that the point of being in the media? Is you get media passes to places?
Yes. It's so weird too. Like, I mean, I don't remember the last time I paid to go to a game of any sort, and even Razorback games, thanks to Nico Davier. Now I got to go to
go to UCLA games. It's a little bit more of a trek over there, isn't it?
I'm still waiting to hear his
diagnosis,
situation with his health. He hasn't texted me back. He must be busy this week.
He definitely crossed. We're just not going to call it because it's over. Because
the clock is running. Cameron Alexander talking about this food making me hungry. Hey, we got you covered. Too. I'm telling you. Go see our friends at American Pie Pizza. You may have missed your opportunity to order tonight, but listen, 11 a.m. Hit them up. I'll get you hooked up. Hey, I'll be here Saturday. I wasn't going to come, but I got offered 4 tickets. So
I won't. I can't. I did it last year. I can't do it again.
Warrior looking. Got his man out around midfield. That's 9. Yeah, so that's going to be Trey Baker.
I did it last year, and they ran out of water, and it was so hot. You had people falling out left and right.
Hey,
I can't come to a Little Rock game again.
The great thing about this Saturday, 4 o'clock kickoff, it's supposed to be like 70-something degrees. Yeah. I cannot wait. I mean, I was content with sitting at home watching it, but. Yeah, we sat right there.
If I had my media pass, I could come up here.
It was kind of weird, all the Razorback parents asking me who was my kid down there. Warrior looking deep, and there's the PI roofing penalty.
That's
a little late, but we'll take it. Could have used that back in the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't know how much that one was really
super necessary there. I mean, I kind of ran with him the whole time. Maybe in the replay I could see a little bit different
I
view.
give Baker
but
credit, though. He sold it. He
absolutely
begged for it.
What all this is going to do, I'm surprised the clock has stopped.
It shouldn't be.
Even though it's a penalty.
Yeah, no, it should still be rolling right now. That's why it's called the sportsmanship rule.
Now it's going again, but that was about 40 seconds that didn't run off the clock.
Folks in the comments talking about our brothers Jordan and Jalen. Isn't it crazy that Jalen's the little brother?
I mean, do you really have a little brother in that situation?
No.
And I mean, they're both very big human beings.
Yes.
Maybe in a little different ways, but still. When you're both, 6'6" or so, there's no little to that.
No, not at all. Jalen 6'6", 300. Fake it, Warrior. Got it. There's jump man. Give him 6 as Christian Jackson gets the touchdown. And the Hornets back on the scoreboard, 42-13, pending our Kids Being Kids Therapy extra point.
They get something out of it. Now, I guess they're not doing. I guess they decided not to do the sportsmanship rule because even once you get inside 35, it still shouldn't stop. But it's not. It stopped. But it is what it is. But offense. When you have protection, Levi had some time back there. Parkview's put out some of their second level guys, their backups and all. So the offensive line's feeling a little bit better in there. But Levi has time and able to throw up a good ball. Right there for Jumpman.
Kids Being Kids Therapy extra point is up, and it is good. And so with 1:20 to go, and for some reason a clock stoppage, 42-14 ball game. And go see our friends over at Kids Being Kids Therapy. Big smiles, great success, more confidence, happy kids. Kids Being Kids Therapy.com.
Now we get to see what this Patriot offense tries to do. You think maybe they'll just, I don't know, if Maumelle went and scored on you, I don't think they're going to give it up. They're probably going to run a few plays on you first.
Let's go down and see if Jake's got anything for us down there on the sideline. I know maybe that perked up this Maumelle sideline just a little bit, getting that jump man touchdown.
Hey, guys. Yeah, no, the sideline seems a little bit more enthusiastic. That touchdown kind of brings everybody back up. But I think this Hornet team is going to bounce back. You can tell definitely from the start of that drive to the end of it, the mood has jumped up exponentially.
All right, appreciate it, Jake. Great job tonight. As we await our Ackles kickoff.
Scoring definitely helps with the mood there for sure, but I mean, just whenever you get down by 35, it's tough to stay on the up and up and to stay positive. Now, you never want to get to the negative, but it definitely is going to mellow you out some. So it's nice, to kind of just end it on something a little bit positive, even though there's obviously a lot of other negative that you're going to probably look at. But you do get something going at the end just to help you out a little bit. And we got to go to school tomorrow too, so.
Hey, at least we're going to get out of here much earlier than we did last week.
It's true.
PI roofing penalty as that kick goes out of bounds. Hey, look, and it's just what the doctor ordered, though. If you really think, you look ahead now as we start to think about next week. We get to go home. We get to be back in our own friendly confines of Hornet Stadium. And so, and you get Valonia, what has been a rivalry over the last few years, a game that's a series that's gone back and forth. But it could be that get-right game for the Hornets before a bye week. Now, you don't ever want to call a win before you get a win, but of course, Valonia in a rebuild mode right now under Coach Ashcraft, and just a lot of youth, and gone are the days of some of those great quarterbacks they had coming through there over the last several years.
It's definitely a different team than you played tonight, that's for sure. It's a different game.
Well, and I mean, you really, when you start looking at the 5A Central and you look at the schedule as it's on, as it up comes, for September 12th, Valonia, then you get into conference play. After a bye week, you get BB. They're kind of in rebuild mode. You saw that in week 0, a 6-3 ball game in their first game.
Wild.
Yeah. And then you get Pine Bluff at home as well. Pine Bluff team that's kind of trying to figure it out post Courtney Crutchfield and others. And And then you got to go to Watson Chapel. Now, there's a little bit of excitement at Watson Chapel, but a game that you think you could go get a win at. And then, now, who knows what we're going to see out of Reggie Swinton's Jacksonville team, but
yeah, no idea.
That should be an interesting game at home. And then got to go to Whitehall, again, another program that's trying to figure it out right now. By the way, we'll be calling that game from the stands.
Well, listen,
it's either that or look through the portal.
As long as it's not raining, I mean, it's not worse.
No, yeah. And so the clock runs out on this one, and that'll do it. Here from War Memorial Stadium, your final 42-14. Parkview continues their dominance after 3 straight 5A state titles. They begin their defense with a 42-14 win over our Hornets. Any final thoughts? I'll start with you, Tyler, and then we'll go down and get Jake's final thoughts before we get things wrapped up here.
I mean, the biggest thing is you just got to make sure that, you go to work on the offensive line, you go to work in the trenches and figure out what went wrong. And now we know we're playing against some studs probably over there on the defensive line. I understand that. But you got to get that communication down. You got to make sure everybody's on the same page. If you can't protect up there, if you can't block for the run, it's going to be very difficult. I don't care who you're playing. So definitely got to hit the drawing board, work on getting that offensive line up to snuff.
Jake, you got anything down there for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I was very impressed with the Hornets defense. They played extremely well in the first half and the beginning of the second half even. I think their defensive line was a huge momentum shifter, especially when they were down there right here before halftime. They got that stop right going into halftime. That was a huge momentum shift for the Hornets. I think just mental mistakes and little fundamental errors, the tackling, that's something you can fix. Coverage mistakes, also something you can fix. I think there's a lot to build on. Credit to the Parkview team. I was very impressed with them tonight, their physicality. I think the Hornets have a lot to grow on, and I think it's going to go well for them.
All right, Jake, appreciate it. Great job tonight. All right. My thing is you look at football, in all sports, timing becomes such a huge thing. And you look, Tyler, last week at the Sylvan Hills game, and, Levi was getting hit, but he had that extra second, maybe second and a half. So he'd get it out, then get hit. Tonight, that second half was gone. Parkview, obviously a little more talented up front, was able to really get after this offensive line and get after Levi. And that was a huge difference tonight. That timing piece, that's something you got to continue to work on. Obviously, you missed a big throw to Jackson down here on this end. You had a couple of other opportunities to make some big plays. And so, again, as you go through the year, you'll start to develop that timing piece. And I think this offense will start to click once again. And that'd be my takeaway from this. With tackling, still got to get a little bit better. But I think the timing on the offensive side is just going to continue to get better as we go through the year.
Yeah, for sure. There's just stuff that you got to continue to grow on, stuff that's what non-conference is for. It's to kind of work out these kinks, figure out where you really need to maybe make some changes, where you need to work on what specific pieces do you need to work on. So it's just all about going to the drawing board, going back, watching that film, figuring out what you need to continue to build on.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here on the Maumelle Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. For Bobby Jones on our main camera, Avery McMullen on our end zone camera, Kristen Henson on our field cam. For Sandy Gates up there running the 1s and 2s, and then Jonathan Webb playing Professor V-Mix tonight. And, of course, Jim Ashley over here with us as well running stats. Tyler Chenault, I'm Steve Henson. We'll see you next week as Valonia comes to town in Hornet Stadium. Go Hornets.